family house. Are you talking about this iPhone guy who was there?
No, the crypto guy who says give me 300.
That other iPhone guy. Just for your info, that other iPhone guy is why this guy Irfan Bab, whatever he was, he's blocked by Ben and banned by him from the room. And he went there and told to the Iranian people, Curzons told the Zionists to remove me from the secret room. I mean, really, like, you know what kind of it is for Iranian, so being called as a spy for Israel. Now they are arresting a lot of Jewish and Baha'i people, Afghan people of minority, and now be like a Gestapo and middling around other rooms and shout it out like crazy.
This is why the Anon thing, I kind of wrote a comment to Clubhouse, but I guess they don't read those comments, that by having that, in Iranian rooms, people have, spent a lot of time figuring out who are the government agents and who are not, to identify problematic people and spies, etc. By putting this Anon thing, they have basically eradicated all of that work. So now Anon people can just come into rooms, like government agents and spies can come into rooms as Anon,
Danny,
and nobody knows who they are, and you can't kick them out. That's horrible.
That's normal. If there is no somebody who's watching you, this is the exception. Nowadays in Iranian Clubhouse, all these they have left Clubhouse. Not much people has left. All those who have left now, they are earning a little bit, maybe in business or something else. But actually, the intelligentsia has left already.
Where did they go? And so when you say the intelligentsia is
preparing themselves, maybe on the more private level, to be in contact with a more private level, and preparing themselves for leaving the country. We are a country which its sky is occupied. We are not the superior on our airspace. Imagine you're living in America and Russia have your airspace. What do you feel? This is not a country anymore. You are kind of not in the rule of your own. So, a lot of people, I'm trying my best to get my rest of the family out of the country, to be honest with you. We forgot about the money we have there. We forgot about our houses there.
Let me respond to Jules really quick in that the Iranian clubhouse, the Farsi-speaking clubhouse, and the English-speaking clubhouse are completely different. So during the past protests, Clubhouse was used to organize a lot of these protests, a lot more Iranian political space against the regime. And so, yes, the agents of the regime are in Clubhouse to see who inside of Iran is saying what. And multiple people have been arrested in Iran because of the comments that they made on Clubhouse. So this presence of government agents in Clubhouse for the Farsi-speaking community is indeed a huge issue.
She was probably talking about the...
Yeah. In the U.S., that's not an issue unless Trump succeeds.
Not yet.
Well, good morning, Chinga. Good morning, Alfonso. And I think I'm seeing double right now with you, Chinga, Amerindigenous. Are they both your accounts? And do you just want to record and type us out to your podcast?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Good morning, Alfonso. Anyone else thoughts? We're just having a chat.
Yeah, good morning, Dr. James. Good to be here.
I had a little rebuild of an article that I had ready up over the weekend, but I just decided that Mondays it seems like there's enough inertia for people having had a whole weekend of not talking since Thursday. That seems like today is a great day for just kind of open. I think that just became an official new decree just now. So anyway, yeah, what's up? Anything happen over the weekend for anyone? Anything on your mind? We've got 34 minutes left. You know, a lot of interesting stuff going on in my little universe of news, but meaning not my personal news, nothing new to report there, but in terms of just little news articles I picked up. But I would much rather just do open dialogue if any of you have anything, just kind of burning thoughts.
I have something. I don't know if anybody knows about the airline industry, but I read an article a couple of weeks ago that said the sort of ethos and culture of pilots and flight attendants is palpable in terms of service and in terms of safety. And I can't remember which airline, but like sometimes the pilot and co-pilot will fight, and then the flights don't go so well, or they don't show up on time. And another airline, everybody's like real friendly and a family, and everything goes well. I usually fly Delta, and I'm satisfied with Delta. But this last week, I flew to Oklahoma on United and almost died twice. So the wind shear in Denver was really, really terrible. Nobody could land. They wanted us to stay in the air for 30 minutes. The pilot said, we don't have enough fuel to do that, so he's going to land us in Nebraska. We couldn't make it, so we had to land in Wyoming, which the wind was still high in Wyoming, and it was very rough and rocky, and we hit the ground hard, and then we had to get on buses and go to Denver that way. But that didn't seem to fix anything, because then on the way back from Oklahoma, had similar problems, and they kept delaying our flight from like 7 in the morning to 1 in the afternoon, and everybody who was on the flight with me was like, I'm never going to fly United again. United does this all the time. So there's two questions. One is, like, when the flights don't go well, is that the crew's fault? And then on the other side,
welcome back to Clubhouse, another episode of stupid people wasting all their time talking about nothing. It's fucking pathetic. Nathan has created a mind virus with Tali, and now Monica's modded up.
Second of all, I just want to ask you, have you seen HBO, the show Rehearsal Season 2? If you have not, I highly recommend you watch it, because it's a very interesting, intelligent, and humorous take on this really horrendous topic. It's you can kind of call it investigative journalism meets real life comedy meets I don't know what. It's but basically they do this whole expose on the relationship between the pilot and the co-pilot, and how co-pilots do not feel safe, and to basically tell the pilot when they're doing something wrong, because the pilot can ban them for life if they don't follow orders, and because the pilot and co-pilot are basically just meeting for the first time as they're getting on the plane, so they don't really have too much rapport built up between them. And very, very interesting take on just, the impact of shitty communication between the pilot and co-pilot in the airline industry.
I'll just speak. My husband flies for American, and I've never heard of him ever having issues like that with.
Is he the pilot or the co-pilot?
Well, I guess you would say, because you have the captain and the first officer.
That's what I meant, captain.
Okay, so he's been a captain before, but then he moved up into international. So right now he's one of the first officers. There's 4 of them on the international planes. He has never complained about that. He usually gets along really well with the other pilots.
So his subordinates are obedient.
Yeah, I mean, everybody oh, you can't do this or that, and And he's like, it's just little drama things, but for the most part, they don't have issues with that. So that's just to speak on that part. As far as like, I know you said some other things, Chinga. I'm not sure what I can speak to.
So let me just do the obligatory good mornings here. Wow, we've got Cora. Welcome, Cora. Hero, Marshall. We're just having kind of an open dialogue. So, clearly you can talk about anything you want at this point. It happens to be that I was commiserating with Chinga on nearly dying on United Airlines flight, and I shared about this docu-comedy I saw on HBO called Reversal, which is season 2. They kind of get into this topic, and they highlight this communication issues between the first officer and the captain on these commercial airline flights, where the co-pilot, the first officers, just don't feel safe to essentially tell the pilot, hey, we're about to crash, and they're supposed to feel comfortable to take over the plane if need be. And they show all these examples of where this has happened through reenactment, and it's pretty scary. I mean, it's an interesting thing that they've potentially.
You're the fourth person to mention Reversal in like the last 3 days to me, so it is definitely on my list to watch soon.
Season 2 in particular related to this topic, yeah.
I haven't seen it, so when I will definitely report back. The pilot co-pilot relationship is pretty well spelled out by standard operating procedure and stuff. From my perspective, I think this does change between companies, but so I have a good friend who flies for Delta, and he talks pretty glowingly about it. I'm sure they're not all the same.
Is he a first officer or a captain?
He's a captain. Like, was it Mo who talked about
You
it?
can imagine the captains might have a blind spot, right? Think about it.
Well, but he's so what happens is, like, nobody becomes a captain without having been a first officer, and they change around how to do it. So, like right now, for example, my friend is getting type certified in, I think, Airbus 350s, and which is large wide body twin engine, and he will become a first officer again before he's a captain of that plane. So they do that a lot through their career. They go, you're first officer, you're captain, you go to a bigger plane, you're first officer again, now you're a captain. And he also did the international stuff where you're like a relief captain. So you got to be captain kind of earlier, but didn't get to take off on the plane, so it's like a mini captain. Anyway, so they do this a lot, but I know that the way they each have roles to play, and the co-pilot is not like completely submissive. It's not like the captain comes in and is like, oh, I'm the captain, you can't tell me what to do. I just don't think that really happens. I mean, I'm really curious about watching this show. I do fear, like most TV shows, that it's kind of going to get it wrong for the sake of the show, but we'll see. It's also like a copy, right? So it's
kind of weird because it's like a person who owns right out the gate. He says, I'm a comedian, basically I make my money off of making people laugh, and there's a serious topic that has, come to my attention. How do we broach this and have it be both? How do we do this?
I'm very curious. I know that comedy can speak to truth and power in powerful ways, so I don't dismiss it out of the gate. I'm very curious.
Well, here's the thing that I thought was interesting. It's more about the nuance of the dynamics of communication between uneven structures of power in a professional context when you've got 300 people's lives in your hands, and how that plays with flight logs. That essentially what happened was there was some point where the co-pilot became aware that there was a problem, but the co-pilot didn't speak up.
Yeah, so, I think Hero's missing because he came in late. There was an article last week that came out and talked about the ethos of different airlines and how some work better because they have a very good relationship and familial-like atmosphere, while other ones are very competitive and they don't get any incentive for cooperating. and so it affects the service.
It's kind of like if you have all downside for speaking up in a differential of power as someone who's a subordinate, how often do you...
Well, I do know that the aviation culture has taken on this. And first of all, the fact that it varies per company and perhaps even by country and culture, that doesn't surprise me at all. I'm sure there's good examples and bad examples. But I do know that aviation in general takes these kinds of things pretty seriously and are pretty sophisticated about it. So they talk a lot about cockpit resource management and there's like protocols you go through when you decide to do something. It's like, I'm flipping a switch. Okay, you flip the switch. Okay, flipping the switch. Like there's these like little like these, and it's drilled into the pilots how they talk about things, and kind of get consensus between them. Not to say mistakes don't happen, but they at least try. They take it pretty seriously. And my friend is what do they call them? He's a line check airman. Like he's one of the guys who actually like when he gets in the cockpit like can basically disqualify somebody. He's kind of an instructor, but like an examiner sort of thing. And so he's pretty senior. And he will talk about certain people that he always comes to, a lot of times they're ex-military or they just like, I used to fly F-18s, or they're kind of a little too big for their role. And there's a macho culture in some ways, and all the more reason to have a lot of people thinking about this. And if you ever taken like an FAA exam, which I have because I'm a private pilot, so I just have little things. I can't really speak to this firsthand, but just because I know people, there are lots of questions about like psychology. Like they identify these different personality types. There's people who are authoritarian. There's people who are not evasive. What's the word? There's actually you study and learn about the types of dangerous personality, not personalities, more like dangerous mentalities, like avoid.
Are you talking about like an avoid PD? Are you talking about personality disorders? Or are you just talking about more dynamics within?
Yeah, dynamics in communication, but I don't think personality disorders, but certain mentality. I'll look it up. There's the FAA has these like identified risky kind of behaviors or mentalities, like somebody who likes to flaunt the rules, or somebody who wants to ignore problems. Like we're getting low on fuel, but
hero. So really quick. This is kind of what this scene in the show kind of highlights a bit, are the different dynamics that play out. So I almost feel like those examples seem like they've come from actual conflict that ended in fatality.
Totally. Everything that seems weird in life is there because it actually happened. Right? Like I'm sure Sam could speak on this, like in contracts and lawyers speak and stuff. And every time you see something like, what, that seems dumb, it's like, no, that's happened enough that now there's like a thing on it in the contract. And every procedure in an airplane is because these things have gone wrong. Right? Like there's definitely going to be a new thing about how you touch the fuel switch now, right? Because of the thing in India. And maybe it's going to change, maybe that fuel switch is going to change. Somehow physically or logically how it works, but every time something goes wrong, it's people circle wagons and figure out what's going on, and there's really this culture of not trying. Okay, it used to be like, pilot error, and that every time something went wrong, if you can blame it on pilot error, there's this idea of like, oh well, that was that guy's fault. I wouldn't do that, but that really changed. To be like, no, pilot error. The pilot did that for a reason. Either they were confused, and if they were confused in a way, then we could be confused in that same way. And if the switch was in a bad place, or it looked too much like another switch, or there's a procedure, like people really they change the way words are used, because like this word sounds too much like that word in the heat of battle, so to speak. Can be confused, so they're always reviewing these things, and of course things can be wrong and things need to be improved, but there's a lot of effort into doing this. I guess is my point. More than almost like any other area of my life. I see aviation folks just really like really thinking seriously about how things should be better and how things should be better.
That is good to hear, by the way. That is encouraging. Anyway, does anyone else have any comments? I think Shingo, you're on mic.
I was going to add another wrinkle. So I appreciate the flight attendant and the pilot's honesty, but they said the plane. So I do short hops to unpopular cities, right? And Delta never had a problem, but United, they use these older, poorly designed planes, and that's what the flight attendant said. This plane design isn't that great. It's really front heavy, so we want everybody to sit in the back. And then we had some extra seats, and she goes, especially the heavier people, we need to balance. We need to balance the plane so that we don't come down too hard. And they said this in both directions, going to Oklahoma and coming back to Oklahoma. They said this plane sucks, and we needed all the fat people in the back.
Do you remember what kind of plane it was?
No, I don't remember, but I just I understand the planes are expensive and you probably can't get rid of them, but you should have bought a better plane.
I've been on flights where the pilot came out and I've been on flights that pilot comes out and says, you move over there, and just moves people around to balance the weight. I think they can tell by the pressure on the landing gear if the plane is not weighted.
That really is just, especially those small planes. They do that. They've done that actually I remember that even in the early 70s, that they would move people around on the really small regional planes to rebalance things. And luggage too. When they load in the luggage, they're very careful about how they balance the luggage in there.
Oh, yes,
even though it just looks like they're just
throwing
contracts,
right. What some corporations do believe
that's what they did. So they said they admitted that we
also
don't have enough fuel to go from Bismarck to Denver, right? So we had to land in Scottsbluff. They're like, oh, can't make it there. Got an emergency land in Cheyenne, Wyoming. So we get there, and they said, we're going to get more fuel, and then we're going to try again for Denver. They overfueled the plane, and they said, we can't get people back on the plane because the plane's too heavy now. Just so many comedy of errors. It was just terrible.
I try to thought, maybe it's just that because of the internet, we hear about it a lot more often, but the turbulence, you hear about it a lot lately, and I'm wondering, is this something that climate change is affecting a lot? And I haven't really heard much about that aspect of it. Is climate change affecting, especially the upper atmosphere, the 30,000 feet stuff where these planes are dropping 10,000 feet.
Yeah, I've heard that, Rick. I've heard that it's from climate change, but I can't contribute any more than that because it's just that I've heard.
I would tend to think it's more due to the fact that there's just more flights into a lot more area. The model has become much less like the spoke model, where you have major hubs to smaller planes into many hubs, so it's way more distributed, and that's why you're seeing flights into smaller and smaller airports as populations kind of grow up around those airports. But there's a ton more flights than there used to be. That's got it. So that's why planes like the A380 kind of died on pretty quickly. The 747 went away or is almost gone, and those biggest planes are less economically viable for the airlines because they'd rather fly 3 planes from say the 3 different airports in the New York region to 3 different airports in the UK rather than one big flight from JFK to Heathrow. It just makes more sense. It gives more options, more times, slightly different locations. And
interesting spin, really quick. Nathan Gilder, the guy who does that show, Rehearsal, and the season 2 pilot episode, there's this interview I pinned to the top where one of the pilots that's interviewed basically said, I just discovered that Nathan Gilder had gotten his commercial license and was 737 rated. So that's actually kind of an interesting twist to the guy that's hosting the show, and some knowledge you would have as an insider, and if there's any exams that have to be taken, I know how thorough this.
Well, he's a comedian pilot. That's
interesting.
Or a pilot comedian. as far as the questions, they're scheduled. There is a timing thing sometimes. So if you have a bunch of planes stacked up, which you don't get that very often anymore. Like it used to be a thing where you'd be like, we're in a holding pattern, and now with GPS and stuff, it's what you navigate direct to all the time. You don't have to go to this to this navigate, to that navigate, to that. It used to be kind of like connect the dots, and now it's like you take off and boom, go straight towards something unless you have to avoid weather or terrain or restrict areas or whatever. So there are a lot more direct flights, and it's true. Even and now it's like if you're going to have to divert to a different airport, usually they do it earlier. They don't fly to that airport, do traffic patterns for an hour, and then divert. Usually it's like, well, I mean, it does happen because of weather, like talking about like crazy turbulence, crazy stuff. But that, to me, that's just like that's nature getting in the way of us having a good time. Because we have high winds. We have like it's actually hard to land planes in high winds. It turns out. I love that that's still true.
One thing that we don't have holding patterns anymore like we did before is not because we're using GPS. It's because airlines have figured out that wastes a lot of fuel. So if you don't have a landing spot in the queue at the destination airport, you don't take off. So you basically take off when you're short of a spot in the queue.
It's true, especially for shorter range flights. It's called flow control. So they will delay your takeoff until you fit into the traffic. They have it a lot of like more regional airports. Like I don't know if you're flying across the country, that'll affect you because you still have a lot of like time to correct for when you arrive. But if it's so short that if your flight is so short that you're gonna take off, go there, and land, like your landing time is pretty predictable at that point, and they will alter your takeoff for that. It's pretty logistically dialed in these days. But it's so dialed in that when things go wrong, the wrongness gets cascaded through the system because the time slots are way tighter than they used to be. That any like mess up of that like fucks everything up, and that's why you hear about these like the entire Northeast, or sometimes you're waiting for a flight and say, why is it delayed? Oh, there was this mess up back in Atlanta. We're across the country from Atlanta. Well, yeah, but that delayed this flight, which delays that flight, and all of a sudden everything's messed up. But partly that's because things are so freaking dialed in on a good day.
So, have any comments? Maybe someone who hasn't spoken. We could do like a 10-second silent count. Well, we've offered the plate. We put out the delicious dessert.
Really was popping in the chat. There's so much everyone can say about flights and everything.
Yeah, please do. You've got 11 minutes left to get it.
How about that airline food?
Dude, Airways actually has decent food on their flights.
Well, I have to say, Osiris, the Scottish Terrier, Lord of the Underworld, a buddy of mine, right at my ankle right now on a walk in Berkeley Hills, she hates flying, but she always finds a way to sneak on the plane with me, and I'm that guy. Some of you may love me, some of you may hate me, but she is on my lap as often as possible, and then I have to keep putting him into his little thing under the seat, which, I mean, let's be real, he can barely fit into. And so I have all sorts of little techniques I use to hide him. I make Drake tents over my head, and we hang out in the tent. You do all sorts of things, but we've gone to Mexico so many times. He's been on so many great vacations over the years before the pandemic. Things have been a little bit thin since the pandemic, but I don't know. I'm very thankful for air travel that doesn't kill me. Let me just throw it out there. So, thank you for your service, pilots, co-pilots, captains, first mates, and
I also travel with my dog everywhere, but she's a service dog, and so nobody hassles us at all. She usually sits on the floor, but she'll come up in my lap if I'm getting like anxious or something, and do like pressure therapy on my chest. And the flight attendants and everybody seems to love her so far. So it was a very good dog.
What kind of dog do you have, Clark?
She's half Boston Terrier, half French Bulldog. She weighs about 24 pounds, and her name's Birdie.
Well, I probably would love that dog too because I love all animals.
How do you get them through the security?
She actually, you have to, when you're going through, you have to let the dog go before you on the leash. And generally what happens is the TSA agent on the other side will like take the leash once she gets through, and then you have to go through right after. So it's like one at a time. Yeah.
Is it true that Italy is more dog friendly? Because if that is the case, then I feel like I want to bring Osiris to meet my ancestors, or at least half my genes ancestors, and I think he would have a great time.
Yeah, I've never taken Birdie overseas. I do want to take her to Mexico because I know Mexico will let you in without a hassle with the dog. So
Their whole disposition. I'm Gen X, right? So when I grew up going down to Tijuana and Ensenada and all these places as a kid, so I can drink, before I was 21 and do stupid things, and so I was in SoCal, so that was an easy thing to do. And back then, it seemed like dogs were not that revered. And then, fast forward to the last 10 years, trips to go to Mexico, and it's like, man, royal treatment for Osiris. I mean, he comes home with all kinds of personalized, embroidered, different things, his new dog bowls, new Osiris handkerchief, like the whole shebang. It's great. They got little doggy beds in the places we stay. Some look just like the adult beds. It's.
Well, part of it, I think, is I don't know what year it was, but the UN had this whole thing about countries that eat dogs. Korea, Mexico, other places, and in Mexico, people hate dogs. Chihuahuas were bred to be the chickens of the Aztecs, right? And so it got really pejoratized and culturally not cool. So then all of us, and Mexico actually made a law, I think it was in 21, that says there's no legal way you can eat a dog anymore. So I think that's the whole cultural attitude, is trying to satisfy the British old lady who loves her dog so much that she'd clone it and switch with it.
Probably also the travel industry too, right? Because there's a bunch of nitwits like me who love to go everywhere with their dogs, and that's not going to change. So I can imagine losing a huge swath of your potential clientele because they're a bunch of, whatever you would call someone like me who's just never leaves his dog with anyone.
I promise not to eat your dog.
files.
Yeah. Good morning, Dr. Francine. Haven't heard from you.
Good morning. I'm not good at contributing on airline pilots, but on dogs.
Consumption of dogs.
Oh my God. I have dogs that sleep on my bed with me. I'm totally con. I don't eat any meat.
They taste like a combination of pork and chicken. It's really greasy.
Ew.
Nothing.
There was this place.
Nothing with a face.
There's this place in our town that had a pet store, and right next door was a Chinese restaurant by the same name. That's disgusting. I can only imagine.
The people who weren't adopted got eaten.
Well, you don't know what happened, but it's kind of odd that they owned both a pet store and a restaurant.
I think you're connecting dots that aren't explicitly there, Mo. I mean, can we just be...
Yeah, maybe.
I'd like to take this opportunity and give a public service announcement on behalf of the Baja California Tourism Bureau, and say for those of you who have access to it but haven't done so via the Guadalupe Valley, it's about a half hour east of Ensenada. It's in the mountains. It's the Mexican wine region. And times post-COVID. They have a lot of really nice resort-type places for you to stay at, and the wineries are really good. They're beginning to be competitive with California wines, and the food is out of this world. Most of the famous Mexican chefs have opened up restaurants either in the resorts and the wineries or standing alone. So for Guadalupe Valley, Valle de Guadalupe.
Any chance there's a lake up there called Lake Hansen, Laguna Hansen?
I don't know.
Well, I've traveled in that area before. I grew up in San Diego, and late 80s, early 90s, my brother and I took a little road trip, and we went down to Ensenada, and we went east into the hills, and it is gorgeous up there.
Oh my God.
It's like...
It's phenomenal.
And it's like, well, for me at the time, it was like, oh, I didn't realize anything. It looked, it's stupid. It looked like areas of Southern California up in the hills with pine trees. And of course, it's, less than 100 miles south of the border. Why would it be that different once you get up in the hills? But it was green, and I think it was spring, just so it was grassy and green. It was really pretty. There were horses running around that looked like they were actually happy. And there were frogs everywhere for some reason. I don't know.
So in the past 20 years, it's been kind of built up quite a bit around the wine industry. And so I think if you go there now, you probably wouldn't recognize it. But the amazing thing is there are these restaurants that like the chef gets up in the morning and just goes into the hills and sees what kind of edible greeneries they can find, and then goes to the market and sees what animal they slaughtered that day, and so then makes their menu based on that. And the food is just I can't say no.
What wine pairs well with dog, a horse, or a guinea pig?
I think Zinfandel would go well with greasy foods.
Only here have anyone ever had this conversation on Clubhouse?
That's the other thing, like the whole anti-South American thing is because a lot of the people, because after NAFTA and CAFTA are indigenous, they don't speak Spanish, they don't speak English, but they bring their traditions with them, and one of them from South America is eating guinea pig, and so people would go into the pet stores, buy guinea pigs, and then go to the park, a public park, and cook guinea pigs, and some cities are like, you can't do that.
I would serve it with a Sangiovese.
This whole I don't need this, I don't need that is a very first world issue. It's like the rest of the world, you eat whatever doesn't eat you first.
The local festival anymore. We're not talking to our neighbors, and I'll tell you this one story and I'll leave. Where I live, there's one road in and out, because it was at my city council meeting. If we lose that road, and I'm in a very populous part of California, one of the richest parts of the country, they're going to have to airlift food in. Just think about it, from 2025, and a large, and I'm sure this is true elsewhere, if we don't have the fucking roads where I live, so there's an earthquake or something, there's no way there's going to be food on the shelf for at least a week. That's enough for some people to die. And that's what I'm saying.
I'm not trying to be a blame game, but I'm pretty sure the plan is to create civil unrest, put people in places under the pretense that it has to do with ICE and sovereign states or sovereign cities not handing over, people who are illegally, and what this is really going to be is setting up for a martial law lockdown, where I think, honestly,
have indigenous features.
But I have in the same realm. I saw this. This is just really hilarious, but kind of stupid video. My partner showed me on Instagram of this guy playing Moses, but Moses is like one of these blogger newscasters doing kind of all the cliche, cheesy social media things.
Huge people through the negotiations surrounding the religion, where people with Stephen Kitover, stores going in Istanbul. I was myself competing for late releases in May, and we really from the Ukrainians.
Are y'all hearing how he's kissing the fucking ring? This shit is ridiculous. He is kissing his ass.
Partners, I should say.
Wait a minute. That means when he says Patriot missiles with the batteries.
No, we do not. Please educate us on that. I'm a little nervous already.
So a battery is a unit. It's soldiers.
So you mean bodies, like bodies that we were promised not to put on the ground. These are from bodies.
Unit with the batteries. Let me see if I can go back.
It's a full complement with the batteries.
Yeah, he's saying
I don't think he knows what batteries are. I think he's thinking batteries are like lithium batteries. I don't think he knows, Doug.
I hope that's what he meant. Like he meant like a Duracell battery.
Right. It's Energizer.
So they're sending batteries, and he's talking about teams. That means we're part of the war.
Well, we have some come very soon, within days actually. It's a couple of the countries that have Patriots that are going to swap over and will replace the Patriots with the ones they have, and Matt will coordinate with NATO. But so it's going to be interesting. They're going to start running race.
This afternoon, board of Congressman destroyed the German defense minister is visiting the Texas Secretary of Defense, and we'll discuss also, I think, all this will immediately involved. So,
we have one country that has 17 Patriots getting ready to be shipped. They're not going to need them for that. So we're going to work a deal where the 17 will go, or a big portion of the 17 will go to the war site. I think he said better than us. He's a very good guy. I can tell you that. But no, it's well said. I think this is a chance of getting peace. Or it's just going to be the same thing. I have to tell you, Europe has a lot of spirit in this war. A lot of people, when I first got involved, I really didn't think they did it. But they do. And I saw that a month ago, and you were there, most of you, many of you were there. The level of esprit de corps that they have is amazing. They really think it's a very, very important thing to do. Or they wouldn't be doing it. Look, they're agreeing. Just they're paying for everything. We're not paying anymore. We have no shit skinny, but he didn't know he was there. This guy, what a horrible job they did for this country. And I just hope between the border and this and so many other inflation, what a horrible opinion. It's not my opinion. I think it's everybody's. I said it before. This is not Trump's war. We're here to try and get it finished and settled, whatever. Because nobody went through this. This is a loser from every standpoint. This was Biden and this was other people. And it's a very sad situation. This gentleman's doing a great job. I think he's going to get it. And Matt and everybody else that's working on it, I think you get this thing on board.
Standing up for Ukraine as being strong. Will you allow them to take tariffs lower than 30%?
before August 1st, or is the deal set? What does that mean? You're talking about the tariffs? What tariffs? There are more friendly tariffs, right? A little bit more friendly tariffs. We're going to be talking to people. We have, I watched the show this one. They were talking about, well, when's he going to make the deal? The deals are already made. The letters are the deals. The deals are made. There are no deals are made. They would like to do a different kind of deal. We're always open to talk.
Do y'all want to keep hearing this?
I'm ashamed, dude. I for some reason, I can just hear him saying dumb shit like, we're going to send all the batteries, the big ones. They're going to be lithium and cobalt, and we're going to put boots on the ground. We're going to put Nikes and Reeboks on the ground. All the boots, the favorite boots, my favorite boots. And all the batteries. We got the bigger batteries,
Yeah, he's definitely he got to be thinking to himself, because you cannot send a battery. You do that, then we're part of it.
This guy's an idiot. Oh, my God. All the batteries, we're going to send all of them. That's what I was going to ask you, Patty. That puts us in a war with Russia at that point, right?
Definitely does.
That's fucking crazy. Can you tell us something about, nobody checks this? Can you tell us something about the Golden Dome? Like how does that work? Are those like microwave weaponized, or are they like rockets that are in space? Do you know anything about the Golden Dome and the space war shit, Patty?
Golden Dome is nothing but a defense system similar to the Iron Dome, but it's like a bunch of Patriot missiles located all over the place that'll be shooting like anything that may come into the country. Which I don't know. I think it's a waste of funding.
So these are land to was it surface to, I don't know if it's land to surface or surface to land kind of missile system? Is that what that is? It's not like...
It's a deterrent. It's not gonna, all it does is like, if a missile's coming, it'll shoot that missile in the sky. So it doesn't land on the shrapnel still comes down, right? So. Right. It's a waste of money. Because even if Russia was to do something from Cuba, we already have like weapon systems. So,
well, don't we have the Bay of Pigs? Isn't that kind of like loaded anyways? I mean, like if they shoot something off, like not the Bay of Pigs, like the Guantanamo Bay, like they'd be able to launch from there, right?
I mean, they can watch, but Guantanamo Bay is not for that. Something else. But we have Southcom that's in Miami, which they should be collecting intel. We have freaking, we have bases all over the place.
Isn't there a base in Puerto Rico or something? There's something in Puerto Rico, right?
Used to be. But we do have like a team that may be out there that assists with their guard units. Thank you for winner chicken dinner, y'all. Let me see what else we got going on in the news. Y'all don't want to hear that no more, do y'all?
You said what?
Y'all don't want to hear that no more. He's really not talking about that. Just getting praised. Talking about 2 to 5%.
How's his bid for the Nobel Peace Prize going? Any updates on that bullshit?
I have no idea. What? I don't know. I don't know. You never know. The way
I'm just being sarcastic. That's just never gonna happen. But I'm just being sarcastic. There's no one gonna nominate him. So except BB, that's his only buddy in his pocket. So, is there anything happening on the House side or on the Senate side or on the Supreme Court side? Those are always hot areas.
We blocked some more. He ain't even supposed to be in here. Okay. I ain't gonna remove it yet.
What? I'm not supposed to be in here.
Yeah, I had you blocked. I'm blocking people when I screenshot, but I need to go ahead and go back to my block list and start blocking people back.
Damn.
Just to be nice to the summer.
Well, how you doing, sis?
Hey, how you doing? I'm gonna send a screenshot of this on my block. I am not doing this. I'm unblocking people. Once y'all block for life. See what else they got going on. Let's see. Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 minute.
Grand rising to the room.
What's that? It's Grand Rising.
It's better than a good morning. I don't know what about morning is good.
You got that right. Not these days. Ain't nothing good about waking up in the morning. I just wake up in the morning and the first thing I say to myself is, what the fuck else happened?
Who you talking about the other morning?
What the?
So, Samoa, how you feel about this big, beautiful bill and the deportations? How they're going about the deportations, at least?
I think that shit don't look good. That shit don't look good at all. They need to be a little more coordinated and know exactly what they're going for, but like with actual citizenship being mixed in it, I think it's just stupid. If y'all told you exactly what he was going to do and how he was going to do it, exactly, verbatim. He didn't leave anything to be discussed or anything to be questioned. He said he was going to take everybody out, everybody, at one time.
No, that's not what he said. He said he was going for the criminals. But you know, the thing that's really irritating is
he classifies criminals as people that cross the border illegally. So that, in essence of itself, lets you know that that's everybody that's here illegally. Those are the criminals. Not the hardworking criminals, not the unlawful criminals. Anybody that crossed the border illegally is a criminal.
Okay. But, you know, the thing that really is worrisome to me as well is the TPS status. Like, for them, that they can go back to their country because it's safe now. Like, we know Haiti is not safe right now. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, we get people killed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you knew they were going to attack that ever since, with the parole program. That's basically what they ran on the whole time with that whole Ohio thing, right? Talking about Springfield, Ohio.
Yeah, the dog and cat eaters.
Oh yeah. So they had to move on that because they made TPS a big thing, a really big thing.
Yeah, but you know what? The residents of that freaking town were up in arms behind this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, they had town hall meetings that they actually have reported people like some fucking issues. You know what I'm saying? They revitalized their economy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, sad. What about this big beautiful bill? How you feel about that, brother? Good morning, Nation. Let me talk about your cat eating.
Who? What's up?
He definitely said he eats cats. He don't do that. What's some more? What you got to say about this big beautiful bill? Y'all voted for this.
Someone.
Why, you don't like the building anymore?
Yeah, he said it's bad. He said that earlier. When I said, what do you think about this big, beautiful bill and deportations? He's like, yeah, it's not looking good. Oh, yeah, we're going as high as we can, baby. Oh, yeah.
What's up with Putin? Why Putin playing in Florida?
What did you say?
Putin, why Putin playing like a little bitch, though?
Putin ain't playing like a little bitch. Putin telling kids Putin that told Trump. Yeah. He told Trump, no, friend. You better stop lying to the public. I'm gonna do what I do. Like, he thought Putin was friendly. I have to tell people all the time, I ain't friendly.
Putin strung him along like a good KGB agent that he is. You gotta remember, the guy was the head of the KGB. That means he was the best agent at the time.
Yeah. Putin wasn't all that up in the KGB, man. A lot of that's fucking fabricated. Trump is an idiot. Trump is an idiot bottom line, is what it is.
Putin was in the KGB. He had a high level.
Say that again?
He was a goon.
So there's a lot of Russians here. Do you think that he could activate some like Russian kind of like cells out in the States? You think like that's a possibility? Like they got cells out here?
If there are Russian agents here, they have people that they can play in pawn, just like the U.S. can do with the Kurds and the PKP and they can play agencies or agents just like everybody else. They won't do it themselves. They have sleeper agents, but they may not be Russian sleeper agents.
Right, that's true.
They control vast swaths of land in Asia, vast swaths.
So what I was saying to you is, I said Putin was never the head of the KGB.
Okay, so he never was the exact head, but was he a higher up at the KGB? Did he have a seat at the blackboard table?
What is $17.99 worth
running operations,
Let's go.
handling agents, shuffling paperwork, operations, operatives, that kind of stuff.
Fucking third grade when I was 11 years old, run tricks around downtown. So, you say he's fucking dismissed the big CIA agent. That's my only point. He doesn't have to fucking put him with a fucking custodian somewhere. Trump is a fucking idiot, period.
I give it like a 7 out of 10. He definitely is. What is $17.99 worth of chocolate taste like? Let's go. Okay, look at that. Okay, let's take it back.
You got some young underage girls who are looking close, barely legal.
Alright, do a dance for him, shake your hips. He's good to go.
Some nasty female that works in the adult industry that let you sleep with her unprotected, when your wife's giving birth, shit like that. You get some.
It's a good thing that NATO's paying for those Patriot battery missile systems, right?
Whatever you want to be good is great, Samoa. If you say it's good, it's great.
Damn, thank you. Jeez. Okay.
What's up with Xi Jinping? I heard that he didn't. He refused to go to like some summit because he was thinking it's just getting too real right now, and he decided to withdraw from like one of those summits. You guys hear about that?
No.
Even Yeah, even he's like second guessing shit now. So I gotta find the article where I was reading it or listening to it yesterday. It said that he didn't go to one of those summits. Basically because he said it's just getting too real for even for him. So, but we haven't heard anything about him in a minute, other than him giving some jets to Iran. I don't know if there's anything else he's probably going to end up giving. Did he give it to him or did he sell them?
I don't know. I'd have to do it, but yeah, we haven't really heard from JJP. Are you saying something about the article about
Yeah, I gotta see if I can try to pull it up again. But he decided not to go to one of those like summits where all the leaders were at and stuff because basically shit was getting a little too real for him. He didn't feel safe.
You said it's too hot.
Now, too hot on the block. But you know what though? I mean, for him to say that, I wonder if he's feeling like, is it that there's foreign actors or is that his internal people? He feels like they may be trying to get him out because I know that there's some dissonance there that you know, I don't know. I don't want to say that people are trying to take him out, but I know that there's maybe less of an appetite for him forward. But they're just tolerating it. So that's what I heard. Let's see here. I'm gonna spell that shit.
It's the China's leader. The United States Summit.
Oh, 19, the BRICS Summit for the first time. That was a couple of days ago. I mean, this is a week ago. So that was a surprise. He's one of the head dudes running this shit, so him not showing up is...
Yeah, that's the problem.
That's a big deal, yeah.
Let me look this up real quick.
Yeah, I got something from CNN. It was July 5th. Summit leaders from BRICS group, major emerging economic kickoff in Brazil Sunday, but without top leader, this most powerful member. For the first time in more than a decade's rule, Chinese leader Xi Jinping, who has made BRICS a centerpiece of his push to reshape the global balance of power, will not attend the annual leaders gathering.
So I actually found a clip.
Yeah. Well, play it out.
All right, talking about China, there's been a lot of speculation around the Chinese Supreme Leader, President Xi Jinping, who's been missing action over the last few days, most notably at the recently concluded BRICS Summit in Rio de Janeiro. China was one of the founder members of BRICS, but Xi Jinping skipped that particular summit. The BRICS Summit is the first time he skipped a BRICS Summit in the 12 years that he's been in power, and that has led to a lot of speculation. Where is Xi Jinping hiding? Has he gone missing? Is this a strategic retreat because of pressure domestically, or is it something larger? And who could possibly succeed him, if at all that is the plan? A succession plan is being laid out in 2027 when the next Chinese Communist Party's Congress is expected. For over a decade now, Xi Jinping has been the face of a rising China, a leader who has projected confidence at global fora, he's reshaped domestic politics, and positioned himself as president for life. But this year, for the very first time since taking power, Xi Jinping skipped the annual BRICS Summit. His absence has triggered a wave of speculation. Is China's most powerful leader in generations preparing to step aside? Or is something deeper at play within the Communist Party's secretive corridors? Xi Jinping's decision to send Premier Li Qiang in his place is unprecedented. He's never skipped a BRICS Summit since officially becoming president in 2013. In fact, as per official Chinese government records, Beijing is citing scheduling conflicts as the reason why Xi Jinping could not travel all the way to Rio de Janeiro.
But analysts are not quite convinced. After all, Xi Jinping has made BRICS a centerpiece of his foreign policy since 2012. Why then this sudden change? And it is also not that Xi is traveling to someplace else at this given point in time. He has no international trips planned which coincide or which collide with the BRICS schedule. So then what was the scheduling conflict all about? Because skipping BRICS sends out a powerful signal at a time when Donald Trump is railing and ranting against BRICS and BRICS countries wanting to stop their own currency, wanting to devalue the dollar. This is not just about diplomacy. It's about what is also happening
I'm at home. I'm listening to another clubhouse room and turn it on down.
I didn't hear anything you just said.
No, because you need to be muted for us to listen to.
Yeah, mute up. I'm at
Where
home.
are you?
I'm at home in my office drinking
Ah,
coffee.
I thought you were out. Then it's the background noise is coming from someone. My God, you sound sicker of weeks. And it was just very weird. Tell me if this is what's happening to you. So usually when I get a cold, I start like the watery thing coming out of your nose, and you start sneezing, and then maybe you get your throat itches a little bit, and it's sore and whatever. And then you go through the whole cold, and then for me I get asthma, and then I wrap up, and that's it. This time I got like allergy, but nothing in my nose. I had like a blocked nose, but on the back, like nothing was coming out of my nose. Like I tried to blow my nose, nothing. Everything was like on the back of my nose, And I had like this coughing, and it was like horrible, and it lasted like 2 weeks and a half probably.
Yeah, brutal.
Is it something like that you're getting now?
I'm actually like out of the cold now. Like this is I still had a little sinus this morning, but overall like my health is back to like 99%, 90%. So
I am a 99.
The pressure though
but
was
yesterday
intense.
I still had a little bit of asthma as well.
That sucks.
Yeah, and I was walking a lot, and I was getting fatigued.
Yeah, that was the craziest thing when the cold flu was like at its peak. My body hurt everywhere. I had pain, and I had like horrible. I was getting shivers and total like lack of energy. It was a brutal cold that I went through. It hit me on July 4th the hardest.
Oh, so you didn't do anything?
No, I literally just stayed at home. I swear it must be like a seasonal flu pad. I could buy that. I could buy that because my sister had the same thing, and the girl that I dated on this app for like a 3-day weekend, she was all boosted up, and we had some romance. So I'm pretty sure she virally shed on me, and that like nearly killed me.
Yeah, my sister also got sick. But it's everywhere. Like, I'm in Switzerland, my sister in Guatemala, you guys in the US, and everyone has been sick. Even Simon was sick before I was. It's just everywhere. It's like a virus. I don't know.
I wonder if it is like COVID-19.
For me, it was like hay fever, but then after I got the hay fever, I no longer can taste or smell anything.
Yeah, me too. That's exactly what's happening to me. Well, now I can taste a little bit more, but I can barely smell. Like only very strong smells, and I have to intentionally breathe in order to feel them. And I am out of the cold, but it's just not back to normal. I don't know what happened.
I don't know. I think all that stuff comes back to Like, have you ever twisted a knee or like sprained an ankle, and it took 11 months for it to like feel normal again or something?
I mean, let's hope, because I want to take my girlfriend to a Miami restaurant for her birthday in August.
When is her birthday?
August 24th.
Oh, so still like another month.
Yeah. But I haven't been able to say
That's the birthday than my best friend.
You should read about the Zodiacs.
I'm gonna waste my time.
Oh, you're not gonna waste your time. I've heard you waste your time for years, Simon.
I'm gonna be selective with the things I waste my time with, and reading about fucking nothing science is not gonna be one of them.
So Edmund, I received a course of AI during the whole weekend. It was like 15 hours between Friday and Saturday, and it's amazing the stuff you can do.
Really? What, for
Like,
example?
I learned how to do apps, how to create agents, how to, oh my god, it's just amazing. I'm like hooked now on that. I'm creating my new website, and I'm creating a couple of apps that will help me to organize my stuff.
Well, show me how to do it. Let's do a training course, and you'll be the instructor. Then it'll help you learn even more.
That. But it's really amazing, all the stuff that you can do. And it's super easy, actually. If they have the course again, I'm gonna send it to you. I got it for free with a code. Usually it's like, I don't know, $400 or so dollars.
I just got do you use Shopify at all?
No, because I don't sell anything.
I have to do that now. I have to
Hey, my
set up
friend.
website or a landing page for my products. I have to hook up my Facebook Pixel to my website.
No, I've never used Shopify because I don't sell stuff.
What's up, guys? Yeah, what a racist.
What's up, nigga faggot?
Oh my god, the homophobia and racistophobia.
Did you like the Bitcoin guys, my friend?
Yes, I did. I thought that they were all, I actually really did. I thought they were all smart and very funny, and I liked the guy Hodl the best. Hodl.
Yeah, he's
British version or the regular?
Yeah, he was cool. He was a cool guy.
He's very popular on your podcast.
I mean, you do realize that anybody who's actually doing what they're doing here, or even having very long form conversations here, like, it's a total waste of time. And the fact that, like, they're not even creating a content or a podcast or something, it's like, it's basically, it's got to be therapeutic. I think that's probably the best way to frame it. But it's like bad therapy.
So you're saying Bitcoin is bad?
No, what I'm saying is it doesn't matter what the topic is, because what's happening here is communication exchange, and so the topic is irrelevant. Most people want to just get what's off their chest.
That's very true. I'll talk about anything as long as you guys will fucking listen to me.
I wouldn't. I
All
see.
communication is hypnosis.
Yeah, I think you could say all communication is spam. That's like probably
All
a better way to
communication is projection.
Yeah. It
No, by
happens a lot.
definition, it's projection.
What the fuck? You seem stupid.
But I call this like decentralized friendship.
What would a decentralized friendship look like?
Real
Is it the
world.
one where you walk away from somebody when you need to go in public?
No, that's called being rude or being an annoying person.
No, that's when you're annoying and you're rude.
What's a centralized friendship?
You mean because I'm on a family vacation, I see some random neo-Nazi at a gas station who wants to talk to me for 5 minutes in his old jalopy? So, David, just go get your bottle of vodka and just shut the fuck up.
Why are you telling David to shut the fuck up?
Because
That's not nice.
Because he's sitting there wasting our time about a gas station encounter with Diego, aka Roberto.
What,
friendship. I mean, it needs to be pointed out what he did.
Wait, what did he do?
Nothing. It's just a waste of time. Let's not rediscuss the
He
gas
met
station.
a girl in person and he ran away.
I don't know if he ran away. I don't think he ran away. I think he was like,
He didn't run away.
You're Diego.
Diego was like, yo.
No, the one running away was Edmund.
No,
Yeah,
I wasn't running away.
He saw him in person in real life, and it was like after hours of talking in Clubhouse.
First of
like,
all,
let's hang out. And he's like, he ran away.
First of all, let me finish this by saying Roberto's is the rude bitch here. He didn't even get out of his car to stand up to shake my hand. He just sat there like a fat ass in his car with his Nazi bride wife while she looked the other way, and his kids sat like robots. So let's just put facts as facts, and I'll describe the situation accurately.
But didn't he meet you like in a stop or something? Like how was he going to get out of the car? Like
he's in his car. I don't even think he turned his car off. He just was sitting there like a weirdo, and he said, "Hey, Edmund."
Did he shake your hand?
No, I didn't shake his fucking hand. I didn't even ask him his name because I didn't even care what the fuck his name was.
Did you know who he was? Oh yeah,
I knew the voice. I heard his voice, and I was like, "Oh God, Clubhouse in the real world." I look over, and it's an old fucking jalopy with what looks like a guy with fucking dandruff and oily skin. I'm like, "Oh, it's that praxeologist guy, aka the philosopher."
And then you ran away.
No, that's exactly what I said.
No, that's it. Because he called him Edmund because nobody in the real world knows that John is Edmund. So if John is walking around and somebody calls him Edmund, it would be like if somebody called me trash bag. If I was walking on the street and somebody was like, "Hey, trash bag," and then I turned around.
So what if the person that said was Issa? You'd be like, "Yo, Issa, what's going on? Let's talk. Let's have coffee. Let's have a drink." You wouldn't run away.
Aaron ran away. Listen, David, nobody fucking ran away. I walked up to the car, I talked to him, I looked in the vehicle, I saw an unhappy wife, and then I left. I assessed the situation, and I left.
Maybe she was scared of you.
Maybe she was probably like, here we go again with my husband wasting our fucking time.
No, I think it's more likely that Diego is dominating her and he prohibits her to speak.
Let's just say that, I was worried that there could be a Nazi knife in his fucking jackboot, and he was driving like a white supremacist car. And, I just gotta say, his wife didn't look happy, and his children didn't even move. I think they were not.
They're just very well behaved Catholic kids.
Caleb, have you met anyone in real life in the Clubhouse?
Not except the people I already knew.
So before Clubhouse?
So I know Matt, Rabbi Matt, from a long time ago.
Okay.
And I met one other guy.
What about Norm?
No, I've never met Norm in person. And I think on Wednesday, actually, I'm meeting up with somebody in Philadelphia.
Tell us who.
Scott, I think Scott and I are going to go to Topgolf.
Wait, the Topgolf in Morristown.
No. We're going to be in Philly. In Morristown? Yeah.
Yeah, there's no Topgolf in Philly.
That's the only one in Philly.
But Topgolf is like
what day is this, Caleb?
Wednesday.
I'll be around. If you want to include me.
No. Nobody's inviting you.
No, I'm saying no. I mean, you have a bay for 4. You can have a bay for 6, actually.
I'm heading down for 2 concerts, and I need something to do for the day Wednesday.
Oh my God, you're seeing
wait,
fish?
Okay, I have 2 questions.
What's up, David?
Is it Scotty? And second, is it mini golf, top golf?
No, real golf.
It's like a driving range.
Are you seeing fish?
Is it Scott the guy that the Hey Isa guy?
Yeah, he's a minister.
No.
You're thinking like the guy with the glasses.
His name is Scott Jones.
Yeah. Scott Jones.
Scott Jones? He's a minister? What the fuck is going on with the church?
Everyone deserves a second chance, Isa.
I mean, I love God, but I love God and veterancy, but he cannot be a minister. Like, what the fuck?
It's the beginning of a joke. A minister and a
And also you need a sheikh.
I need an imam.
We can let Randy Dickerson. He can beat the shape.
Oh yes, he's my favorite.
What do you mean with David Bobadilla in real life?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Yeah, I like Caleb. I was gonna want Caleb.
What do you mean?
There's certain people that beat him up, but I was trying
Oh my God, David, you're taking the spotlight off from me.
Come to the man on Tuesday and Wednesday. Could be a good party at the show.
Concert. No, but would you meet me in real person?
Who's
Oh my God, David!
I was like,
My friend is the same person.
Lisa, if I was ever in Zurich or wherever you live, yes, I would definitely go.
Amazing. That's what I wanted. Just thank you. Now you can talk, David.
no, I refuse to pretend.
Would you meet me, Edmund?
Chances are that I would rather just actually cancel and then have the Clown House meeting, get it out of my system, and then just move on quickly.
Wow.
I'm just kidding. I mean, I would meet with anybody, anytime, anywhere, for a beer or.
Would you record our meeting?
Yeah, I'd probably ask you if I can open a Clown House room so we can just, pipe it into Clown House for Clown Housers.
So we can chat online.
Yeah, I think, putting content on here, for people, this is a very closed, network of people, and it's for people who like the app, I think. I mean, because you can go to X Spaces in a room with 1,200 people, never get on a stage, and you really never get to meet any real person. You don't get to engage with people's personalities. So this is a unique app, and it's pretty small. They put a lot of money into this fucking thing.
Now you're praising it.
From a
like it.
Well, yeah, from a technology perspective, this app is really the ergonomics, the interface, everything is very solid.
I had a steak dinner with Issa, and she's very nice and normal, not like some of these other people on Clubhouse.
Yeah,
my friend wants to meet with me. Matrix. Yeah, would you meet me?
Well, if you don't let me talk when I'm not in the Matrix, eventually I end up in the Matrix.
Yeah, people are on the move.
So it's technically
the people that I have met on Clubhouse, they're not here anymore. I've met Rick and David, but then I have met who is it? Suki. I met.
You met Rico.
You met Shuki?
Met Rico.
You haven't made it to Germany yet to meet Daniel?
No, but I want to. I want to go to Israel with Daniel.
That would be amazing for you.
I really want to experience Israel with him. I think it would be amazing.
Let's have a meet up in Tel Aviv.
You won't.
I'll be there again in December. What do you mean? I'm gonna be there in December.
Yeah, I'm planning to be in Guatemala in December.
My friend, where do you live right now?
I live in Maine.
Gayland.
Maine?
Yeah, I live in Maine.
The Gayland of Maine.
Why?
This is where I live. What do you mean? Why do you live where you live?
I mean, you had a choice. You picked Maine.
So David, you're like an 8-year-old child with Down syndrome.
Nice, I get it. I mean, you could live in New York, you can live in Florida, Texas, California, you picked Maine.
Well, my family, my uncle had a brain injury and my parents were here.
That's the best thing so David, you're like an 8-year-old with Down syndrome.
David's a good-looking guy.
That's looking at Sean.
That's very gay, I don't think that he's looking for your. I don't think he's looking for your.
It's called the compliment.
Yeah.
I'll take
So I do want to point out my PTR. Look at this quote by Osho. It says, if you love yourself, you love others. If you hate yourself, you hate others. In relationships with others, it is only you mirrored. Do you think there's any truth in that?
I think that's amazing.
100%.
So who on this app?
Look at all the socialists. They all hate themselves, and as a result, they want to see the world burn.
That's right.
That's right.
If I can't be happy, you can't be happy.
And they're bad.
So how do you transform yourself from being a self-hater to being a self-lover?
You just need to let go.
You have to love your problems. Your problem, anyone else's problems, you have to love your problems.
No, you need to take responsibility of your problems. That's number one. But number two, you need to let go. Oh my God, stop it. But number two, to take
David, are you going to be in Toronto on Wednesday? No, I'm going to golf with Caleb on Wednesday. I got John Fakori coming up.
Oh, you should go, David. Go meet Faruqi. Because Caleb is not inviting you yet.
I tried to text you, Gay, but you don't respond. About where did you try to text me? Yeah. About coming up to Toronto.
Don't you think it's a little gay that John Fakori sits there and, does all this talk therapy in a Bitcoin room?
He likes to do that.
I mean, he reveals a lot of stuff on there that, is kind of private. And I mean,
you should see me. You should see how much private stuff I really.
You're zero private.
Yeah, I know so much about him at this point.
Your story, your telenovela story, was the reason why I stuck in the Bitcoin rooms, because I wanted to call day after day.
Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it, arguably. But man, that other day when I came in, wow, was that? I heard it got a little spicy after I left.
It was horrible.
Yeah, apparently my life got threatened.
No.
That's
No, your life didn't get threatened. No. It was just, he kicked you out, but that was it. And then, he just said that he didn't like it when other people are kind of like befriending you, whatever. I don't know, dude. That's crazy. But he was just like ranting, but he never said anything about your life, or he was gonna kill you or anything. No.
That's apparently got worse. Like Antonio and they're trying to dox me because they're gonna find me and
Antonio?
Yeah.
Why?
Christian, why did
Antonio's a good guy, dude.
Why did they have such a hard on for you, Christian? Like, honestly, I feel like you need to up your troll game, David. Like, I'm getting threats. Apparently you even don't remove me as soon as I walk in.
Yeah, I don't play into those things.
And I said I've been hours in the Bitcoin room and hearing Christian speak back in the day. Like, he never said anything at all combative.
He said, can we get a room title change to Super Friends and Friends for Life?
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
But Gay, why don't you just let it go? I mean, that's a perpetual room that goes on for 24-hour cycles. It's a you problem, isn't it?
What, the Bitcoin room?
Well, if they're threatening his life, that's more their problem.
No, nobody was saying that. Whoever told you that is bullshitting, because nobody was threatening your life.
I don't know, you weren't around the whole time, but Dave.
No, I was there for the whole rant, and then I left because it just got very crowded or a very weird vibe. So I was just like, oh fuck this. I just went to my room.
I think it went on for an hour of them being upset.
No. It was more like 15 minutes, and then the room got very quiet, and people were just starting to avoid talking about it.
Yeah, but I think what Christian's saying,
oh my God, hold the phone, I'm not gonna kick you out. The last time you interrupt me, I swear to God, David. So I was there for 15 minutes, and the whole rant happened, and yes, a lot of people jumped in and whatever. And he's like, what's going on? What's going on? And he got very angry. And then everything got like very quiet and people started like trying to change the topic. And that is when it just got like a weird vibe because it felt like people were trying just to like deviate the attention from it, from the quietness, you know, and try to like put the room back into normal. And that's when I left because it just felt more authentic, you know, unless you're talking about some other time that they were talking about it, that's different. But that day, that specific day, it didn't go for 1 hour, no information, but I think that some people thrive in drama, Chris, and so you need to also be smart and not and take it with a pinch of salt everything that people tell you.
I don't really care. No one's gonna hurt me. But it's just, I do find it funny that I have, you know, without even doing anything, I have this much effect on them.
Welcome to the club, gay.
Yeah. I just asked Dave what he, you know, what he's planning for dinner on Wednesday. And, fuck it. It's been a month since I got in a beef with this guy and he still can't let it go.
Well, I think that you guys should try to look for a way of getting along together again. I mean, like, people say things, you say things, he says things. It's like, okay, let's try to be adults. Let's try to be adults and get over it. It's just fucking Clubhouse.
I think Christian is the adult in this history. The other guy is like
Jimmy, and so Jamie got pissed off and he was in his right of getting pissed off as well. Now, the problem is that maybe it went a little bit too far to a point where they cannot be in the same room. Well,
that's because they were pushing around him.
But I think you guys should try to sort it out. I mean, like, you both are adults and you both are men. And you're managing this like if you both were two little 8-year-old scout girls.
Okay, but what am I supposed to do at this point? There's nothing I can do.
I don't know. I mean, let it cool for now.
Yeah, but there's no reason for trying to be
and then try to see if through someone you're able to reach out. Like Hodo was saying the other day that they should try to look for a way of getting the two of you together. He was saying this while none of you were in the room. So I mean, like, there are people that would like things to go back to normal. So I think that you should take advantage of those. For example, Hodo, I mean, like, he appreciates you both and he's appreciated by you both. So you should try to use someone like that, but stop with the stupid drama. It's just annoying.
Yeah, I'm trying. If Jimmy wanted to talk to you, I'm welcome to, but I don't plan to talk to Jimmy or continue the drama.
Okay, let's just take a deep breath and change the topic of conversation to something more positive vibration.
Well, because this is the only time when we can talk about it because he asked that. But yeah, I mean, honestly, Chris, don't listen to what everybody tells you because that'll just get you angrier with Jimmy. You should just let it go, dude. Just let go. And at some point, try to make peace again. You guys don't need to be friends. You just need to be respectful to each other. That's it.
Got it. I can't believe this conversation is happening right now. How old are we?
Why?
We've had certain
Why
conversations about
why is it so difficult?
I don't know, my mom told me that like when I was 16 years old.
Am I being like a mom?
No, I mean, it's the fact that someone needs to be told that.
Oh, come on. You all need to be told that. Do you want me to remind you of the drama that happened on our side of Clubhouse?
Yeah, that's right.
This shit happens in every corner of Clubhouse. People are retarded.
I love that there's two Anons in the room and I'm not one of the Anon.
Really? You're not? Do you feel uncomfortable?
No, I don't. I just like the fact that people want to come in here and listen to this convo anonymously.
And Alex New York and you and Randy and Ty and Ali. I mean,
did you see big pigs?
Yes.
You're not retarded. You'll fight. Everyone fights for different reasons at the time.
I won't say who, but somebody said
that shit happened. First of all, the government and religion are separate. I think I have.
That's what I heard too. I eventually stopped midway through the bit, and then.
I've only received dick pics from the gays.
That's pretty straight, I'm not gonna lie.
And it's not theirs.
So you said, do you think
But
it?
I always do the same role. Like, don't get me in your fucking shit. And just get into a room, make peace, sort things out, and then come to my room. But don't weaponize me. That's always what I end up telling people. And actually, they understand. I think that if this were Big Brother, I would have won it.
I'll tell you, Big Brother USA is just starting this week.
I would have won Big Brother.
Well, welcome back, everyone, to the world famous Isa Club. This is your super clubhouse friends, hosted by Isa.
It's like a low budget Big Brother, but I'm pretty addicted to it. But people can go in as a catfish. I feel like now that I'm in a non, I feel like I'm a catfish, and it feels like I'm on a circle sometimes because you can get blocked and stuff like that. That's the whole, I'm just like, feel like I'm living that world.
Is it good?
Is it objective to like find the catfish?
But is the circle online or is it
It's on Netflix.
No, but I mean, if it's online, if it's
It's like people in an apartment building. They can't leave their room. They can only interact through text. And so it's just like people trying to not get, blocked. And to basically be like an influencer, which is the first, I guess, to block people. And they just vote, how popular that person is every couple days.
It's how do you win?
How many people?
Starts off with 8, and then people get removed and they add people. And they probably go through I would say 12 to 14 characters.
More they get people in an apartment complex.
And they're trying to pop themselves out to be something they're not, to get more likes.
Yeah, and to form a lot. It's a pretty good show. It's almost like Clubhouse,
But can they sustain the character before they get found out? It's like, wait.
Yeah, they'll be
really whatever. Yeah.
They'll be sometimes you gotta do bake a cake too, right? And so they'll be if it's a chick, and then if it's a dude playing a chick, it's might be pretty obvious.
So what happened? Are you saying that Diego?
So do they live in their own apartment?
Are you saying that Diego rage quit?
No, so they have a kitchen and everything.
Yeah, they can't go. They can't visit each other, right? Yeah, they can't. They can only leave to go their gym. I don't know. It's basically they can't leave. They have no internet, no nothing.
Yeah, that'd be funny if they shared one gym, but they couldn't talk. So at one point of the day, they see each other.
So they have time slots that they can, each person, so they're separate.
I know, but it'd be funny because now you can see everyone what they look like. You can't talk to each other.
Funny, David.
I find it really good.
Is anybody here going to the gym today?
I will feel
Sorry, I gotta check it out. How do you win? How's it end?
You go to the gym and break a
person
sweat.
gets voted the highest at the end wins 100,000. But sometimes there's a lot of strategic voting too, right? So sometimes not the most popular person wins because people are trying to not vote for the popular person because they're trying to give themselves a better shot.
That's fun. I like that.
So it's all tactics.
I guess I gotta watch the game. I heard it's a strategy game, but then also some people play a strategy, some people play just based on their.
I got a question I want to ask. David and Gabe, what are the last 2 books that you read?
I don't know, man. It's been 10 years.
10 years since you read a book. Wow. What about you, David? 10 years plus?
I don't think that's that question.
All right, I've confirmed something. Let me put it in my spreadsheet. Please hold.
Okay. This is my show.
Now that it's called in Spanish, I'm reading this in Spanish. It's called Deja de Ser Tú from Joe Dispenza. I think it's letting go of yourself or something like that. It's called.
So Christian, I got to check out that. Okay, because like I said, multiple people talked to about it, but I've never bothered to watch it. But I guess you watch it.
Abuela, what was the last book you read? Or Simon, what was the last book you read?
I started reading Green Lights, which is a book that.
Oh my god! You've been starting to read Green Lights for like a year.
I gave it to my mom, and then she hasn't given it back to me. So.
Where is it?
It's at her house.
Simon,
So
what
you're
about
not
you?
starting to read Green Lights.
Let's just move on from Abuela here. Simon, what was the last book you read?
Applying color science.
Let's go. Let's go.
So you studied
the
rainbow?
I'll use Simon too. Is this Congress guy the guy that like tapes the Bitcoin rooms?
Yeah, that's me.
Do you have any is there any stats on like which characters your audience likes the best?
Matter. I mean, I've listened to the Bitcoin Room for years, and I've been recording it for years, and I've even wanted to dedicate like specific recording studio time just for the Bitcoin Room because it is one of those 24-hour cycle perpetual rooms, and there's only like 3 or 4 of those on this app. But that takes the cake for being probably, I don't know. It's a winner of a room in my opinion.
You get the most views on YouTube?
No, just like what people say in there, and then the amount of silence also in the room. I would say that the Free Britney bitch, the trans guy in there who is very vocal. He's one of the best characters. Well,
rockers in there?
Whatever its name is very Britney's bitch, whatever her name is, his name is. It's she or he is extremely obnoxious sometimes, but there's a lot of super obnoxious people in that room.
Would I be
But it's all trolling. It's not that people are, well, I want to take it as trolling.
No,
There's a lot of truth in it.
Is the least obnoxious person I know.
Which would you say is your favorite character besides me in that room?
You're like a little nothing in that room compared to the super users in that room.
Well, I don't know actually. I've made my way to the top. Very
Well,
there.
you see,
British title, John.
You're needed desperately in that vacuum of a room as a woman and having, a lively voice. Like, you give people so much joy in that depressed room.
Is Fish one of your favorites?
I don't really care about.
Who's your favorite character there?
It's not about the individuals. It's about the totality and the collective of the individuals.
I know,
It is a
but
wide
who's
diversity
your
of
favorite
speakers.
character?
Yeah, gun to the head, and if you had to pick one.
It is not fat British hodl. I think it's the American hodl guy, whatever his name is. What I don't understand is see that to me, the content to me is more valuable than even the Bitcoin. It's because it's like watching Seinfeld. Clubhouse is like Seinfeld. I mean, it's just this group of people that get together in a house and have their funny
the Bitcoin
discourse.
room has a good dynamic. I like it.
It's also the super cringe when you hear people essentially doing this country club type demeanor, and their lives are in shambles. They're divorced. You can tell they have a lot of anxiety, but they keep projecting this aura of wealth, which is just a ridiculous way to communicate. I mean, it's just so fake and stupid and anti-intellectual,
I do like the conversations about restaurants and lattes and stuff like that. I love the rich guy hours. It was it's things. When they just talk about being rich. I like the I like listening to it. I also enjoy the conversation of how they don't make.
The morning show is good.
I feel like
I love when they just exude their dominance over how foolish they are. Love that.
It is
really.
real.
When they kick up
Let Gay speak.
I feel like they've had the conversation and they don't make good comedies anymore. Probably 130 times. They talk about. I don't know if you guys have been in the room, but that conversation gets done over and over and over.
It's
the same kind of conversation at restaurants, maybe that times.
MSDR.
See, that's why it is an interesting thing to record, because when you hear people talk about technical capabilities of crypto or something versus just this rich sailor, it's like this weird cult. It does seem like a cult.
I like those guys. I really do enjoy their company.
Which guys do you like usually?
Oh, you always first, honey.
I do find it. You get some people who are like in that room who are kind of have actual different opinions, or people who are like have an opinion, and then there's so many of them are just followers and just kind of, just kind of go where the crowd's taking them. Those are the only two people I like in that room.
Well, it meets the definition of a cognitive disorder room because it's essentially all or nothing thinking, meaning that Bitcoin solves everything. I mean, that is the definition of a cognitive disorder.
But it does.
Well, see, that's not necessarily true. It's also a little bit like when I was a juvenile or young, I wanted to gather information or like secrets on how people are making money so I could clone them. And so you may have like a bunch of stragglers who don't really understand how to create value. I mean, this spam has value and people monetize spam, and that room is just another fucking spam room.
For you, everything is spam, and you're the biggest spammer of all.
I'm not. I'm the biggest recorder of spam.
Yes, you are, dude. Like you are streaming all these stupid conversations on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook. Like if that's not spamming, then I don't know what it is. You're spamming the internet, bro.
No, I'm recording spam.
More money to upload your nothing content.
Instagram has warned. Instagram is now warning me if I don't have 1,000 followers, they'll no longer let me stream.
I'm running these
But from the amount of communication produced by these.
Okay, tell us the truth. Does someone pay you to do this? Is the FBI behind this?
You'll have to talk to Amir and Edward in the Dearborn FBI.
Yeah, I cannot hear his answer.
He's not allowed to answer.
I said you'll have to find out, whether or not the FBI or I don't. Did you hear? I mean, what happened to Amir?
No, what happened to him? Oh, you called the FBI on them.
No, I posted it on X and encouraged other people to call the FBI because I believe them to be potential terrorists.
Yeah, tell us that we're interested. And everybody shut up.
He got arrested for trespassing.
When?
What?
I don't know, like a week ago or something.
When?
It had nothing to do with me. I'm just here literally spreading fake news, gossip, and misinformation.
Hold on, this report that he was about Amir. Yes, to us it is.
He's doing something, Simon.
Simon's got to do some color adulteration so he can make enough money to take his beautiful girlfriend to a nice Italian dinner.
Wait, Edmund.
I do make enough.
Edmund?
That's a blind guy managed to do all this.
What? It's not blind. Edward is blind.
Edward is the.
Oh, Amir's not
blind.
blind. Okay,
Amir.
my bad.
Amir is something with
Amir is just old. He's like 78.
Yeah, I get that. And it's really, I love when Norm comes in and rattles his bones and he has like, his brain starts popping and then he gets exhausted and he says, fucking Norm gave me a headache.
I like it when he gives some spiel on it. It's like, oh,
so,
you go down there, Norm. You're down there. You time out. Good boy. That's what he says. He's like, chew like a dog.
Nothing to do with the clubhouse then.
No. I'm just harassing them, and I don't think anybody's probably called the FBI on them, but I wouldn't call what I'm doing harassment. Hours. It goes till 6 in the morning, and
how can you stand it?
I don't listen to it. I go to sleep. But what? No, I'm not really. I don't have like. I don't have anything labeled.
Into the rooms now, so like it'd be nice to.
You mean when Anon is streaming? Yeah, just follow his YouTube and he streams that there.
No, you should probably just get Anon or get a new account, then get Anon.
Actually, yeah, because when you get Anon, nobody can kick you out.
But you may be blocked, so you probably can't get it. So that's if you get a fresh account.
First, he needs to get a new account, and then that account use it only for anonymous.
Yeah, and if you want
with that anonymous account, never go into anybody's profile, like checking their profile.
If they have Plus, they can view you, then they can block you.
If I am blocked, but I go to the room first and then go Anon, is that?
And Gay, if you wanna, you should start filming their rooms and putting it on YouTube, and then you'll get the double satisfaction. And then, see, this is like next level mindfuckery inside. Do it, try it, live it. I mean, you think.
No, but listen, once the people are in, you cannot get in if they're blocking you. But if you upgrade this account, for example, and you become Clubhouse Plus, then you can get in the room early, be as anonymous, and then they cannot keep you out.
Listen, people have said so many stupid things on this app. If everything that everybody said was chopped up into 15 seconds and you were identified on YouTube or other platforms, it would be so. I mean, some people might like it because they're so vain and egotistical, and they're like, this is exciting because it produces dopamine. But the truth is, if you were to record that Bitcoin room over a 3-month period, people say the most insane, stupid shit in the world. That like there is this surveillance capital economy to making recordings, but for the most part, it's so stupid. I mean, there's no real intelligence or any high value information being exchanged on this app.
You are like a broken record. You always say exactly the same thing about it all the room.
Yeah, it's like it's hypnosis what you're doing.
Yeah, it's communication is hypnosis. Yeah.
Well, what you guys do is what everybody else does, which is you are a couple of cats that bat around a mouse, and then when you get tired of that mouse, you bring up another mouse to bat around. And I'm just trying to like understand communication.
Yeah, you say it like it's a wrong thing.
Yeah, it's a format. It's basically a roast, is what it is. This app is nothing but a roast show, and every good room is like this put down roast show.
And the other day, I was on YouTube watching my podcast and whatever. When I don't know if you're on Clubhouse, I actually watch it and stuff. And all of a sudden, like an Edmund video came up, and it was Jeff flopping against you, right? Like saying, yeah, well, anybody that hangs out with Edmund, we're gonna kick them out and whatever. I was like, what's going on? But you were streaming that room, which was funny because they were plotting against you, but you were listening to them plotting against you.
That's when it gets really fun, is when you're recording people who are like making death threats against you. Like that's when you've entered the next level of psyop, and you have essentially fucked with people's brains. It's fun, and then it's so much fun to record it, and then even dox yourself as well as self-deprecate. Like that's next level comedy and intelligence. Because I don't really want to have any real enemies in the world, and I feel like there's a deflationary aspect to like being self-deprecating, where it's like you're not a threat because you're totally transparent.
Yeah, I don't mind people making fun of me. I'm self-deprecating, and that has been actually my best shield against everyone in Clubhouse. That's the reason why nobody really triggers me. Or they try, they don't try. I mean, a couple of people have tried, but when they can't, they just stop.
Yeah, I feel like I'm 42. I've heard everything ever that could ever be said, against me or lobbed against me. Like I've heard it all. Like there's no new insult where I'm like surprised.
What's the best one?
I mean, being bald, I'm always attacked. Bald is like the first thing people lob at you as an insult. Which is really a very weak.
Make fun of people who are bald. Is that a thing?
Yeah, it's like the first thing you can visually attack somebody with. But it's a bad insult because it's like that's the best you have.
You're literally stating a
recording has such a shitty microphone. Like
yeah, it's the worst.
It's so crazy. This is such an expensive phone too. I'm so surprised.
It's for needs to buy some.
Do you want us to do like a GoFundMe for you?
Yeah, absolutely. Campaign to elect John Kitover.
He works for the FBI. Have you not seen the ID that is going around Clubhouse with a photo of his no FBI, but like an agent or CIA, whatever.
No, but actually though, because if he does work for the FBI, clearly, like I can't think of a job that provides like less value. Like fucking
Well, see, this is the fucked up thing about a country that is plagued with $40 trillion in debt. If I was a federal agent and I wasn't spending money and creating more debt and spending and borrowing for the American people, just coming on here and gathering intelligence would probably be the most patriotic thing I could do.
Honey, you know what? I was thinking about you the whole weekend. Because I enrolled in an AI course. It's just like a very intense one. I did like 7 hours on Friday and 10 hours on Saturday.
What do they teach?
Oh my god, now I know how to do agents and apps and design and shit, and they taught me like 20 platforms. Like I am excited now.
She's gonna reteach it to us.
Well, it was like all in all, I think it was like 20 hours, 10 on Saturday and then 5 and 5. But I didn't take the yesterday's one because I had to go to a football match.
See, Daniel, I wanted to tell you.
Nothing. Well, usually they charge like 400, but I got a code, so I joined for free. But I get that a lot of people join for free, but it's one of these type of courses, you know, where they kind of like pitch you a next level course, where they actually teach you to code and kind of like more stuff. But with what I learned this weekend, I think it was like already a lot because it brought like my head to a next level.
It was live or recorded?
I don't know. It felt like it was live because the guy was talking about like, oh, tomorrow, and he would say the date, you know, and things like this. So I think that it was live. They were recording it, but they don't provide you with the recording. So they're doing it very smartly. And so part of their sales pitch was, the future is going to be of those that are, of course, that have AI skills, but also management skills. And so they kind of like sell you a program knowledgeable, let's say, in the corporate world, but also teach you the AI side. So I don't know. It was good. I thought it was good.
Interesting. What platform was it?
It's called outskill.com. And yeah, like I learned a few things, you know, a lot of things. Probably like of the 100% that we received, probably like 70% I didn't know. So it was very helpful.
Did you get like something written?
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff written. I got the different apps that we were using. I can send you the list. The last 3 hours, I just screen recorded them because it was like, and then I recorded the last 3 hours or so, or 4, and I have to watch those still. But yeah, it's good, and they show you also how to monetize it and how they use it. And these guys have got like 800,000 followers, you know, in Instagram, or 1.2 million in LinkedIn and stuff like that. It's like they actually use AI in order to run their business. They're Indian. They're so freaking smart. It was just hard to put up with the.
Caleb,
That was the most difficult.
I want to ask Caleb a question. Caleb, how do you think AI compares to the Torah?
Not even close to as good.
Why would it compare to the Torah?
Because you're talking about intelligence, and what do you think wisdom is? Well, what I'm trying to point out.
Just say this last thing to Daniel. So the course that they're selling is like $3,000, but they give you access, like 1 year access to like 15 subscriptions as well of all the different tools. So when you sum, and I did this exercise, when you sum what each of these, just like Claude and ChatGPT and so on, when you sum what each of these costs per year, it's actually close to 3,000. So for 3,000, you're getting access to all of these apps for 1 year, and the knowledge and whatever else they give you. So it was good.
It sounds like you're
Yeah, no, I mean, I didn't buy the next course, but I actually was thinking about like the whole structure, how they're structuring it, because I think that it could be inspiring for a business idea. And so I was trying to break it down, and I think that they did it very, very well. And if you look at their website, it's also very professional, very well done, very all done, of course, with AI. I learned also how to do presentations in PowerPoint with AI, but like proper, cool, nice presentation.
Ponzi scam.
Welcome to the 21st century.
I know you and I have been talking about this for a long time, but I have never really made the jump. And this weekend I was like, yeah, I have to give it a try.
I don't know, my slide deck skills are pretty on point. I don't know if I actually really make. Well, how long does it take you to make it? Well, we have already a template that we use for our.
How long does it take you to make a slide?
With the template? Maybe half an hour at most. Half an hour, 20 slides? Like 1 minute a slide? No, it depends on how big the deal is.
Exactly, and this thing, what if this could do it for you in 10 minutes?
I'd rather have the person in front when it involves that much money. I mean, if I was going to do a presentation for, to convince my parents to do something, maybe, okay.
Yeah, but this is a proof that you don't get it, and you don't understand, because what I saw over the weekend was a proper, full-on sales pitch and for fundraising. It was amazing, and it was really good with graphs, with analysis, with financial projections, with everything. It was mind blowing.
Oh, no offense, Caesar, but you haven't seen one of my effects.
No offense, David, but I have worked with private equity worth 150 billion. So yeah, I have seen it. Very good.
No offense, but we do. I don't know how to answer that question.
Yeah, so was the deck.
Do you have a big deck? I mean, the last deck I did was maybe that was 25 pages, 30 slides.
Can you send us a deck pic?
We don't do respect. David, like I said earlier, you're an 8-year-old with Down syndrome.
This was probably basic, but how to do a screenshot, but of the whole website.
Like a scrolling one?
Huh? Is this Jewish Nathan? Anyway, so yeah, it was a really cool course. I think, he's not our Nathan.
No, he has abandoned Clown House and gone into far greener pastures.
Yeah, he's in, what is it called?
He says, ew.
Oculus.
He says, ew, gross. You still talk to those people?
Who, Oculus?
Nathan.
Who is those people?
I think he's...
Yeah, going to Outskills.
$300.
It's what?
I'm saying for $300 for him. 7,000.
It's a
Can you give me my friends a discount?
Oh my god. You can see all of it in outskills.com, but I will send you the link that I used in order to register. Maybe it still works. I don't know. It was like a code for registration, or maybe, I don't know, as soon as I see a new one, because I got it by accident. I was watching, a podcast that I was watching Giffen. What's his name? Constantine Giffen.
No. Why would I?
Because they're saying outrageous things, but I haven't found the full interview. Because that bitch is charging to watch the interview. But I want to watch it all because it's outrageous, everything that they're saying.
How did you become popular, Owens?
She's black.
Wow. So Black conservative. That's true.
No, but she's very good when it comes to race things, and she's super good.
Right. There's a girl in Amir's room called Wednesday, and there's someone told that she's racist. How can I be racist? I'm black.
Yeah.
That's a real I she's stupid.
Well, I mean, if you say kill whitey, that means you're racist.
I'm not to be racist.
But isn't that
I saw some
black
of-
people have like a definition of racism where they have to be in a position of power to be racist? Yeah, the oppressed versus the oppressor, yeah. But that's
She's an American.
I can tell you some of
She's
what's.
in a position of power.
That's right. If you're an American, then you already have a position of power.
Exactly.
These people say, what Chris is saying is that these people say that you only can be racist if you are in a position of power and you can discriminate on others. Therefore, black people cannot be racist because they don't hold positions of power, so they don't have influence and power on others.
So I can be racist on Arabs if I don't have power on them?
Americans living in Siberia or something, yeah.
We don't do
You have power on the Gaza.
I'm a human being. I have power over this entire
No. Can I say something?
You must be hearing that. Dan, go.
That's true. Such a weird claim. I didn't know it was weird. I thought when she said it, I started laughing. I thought it was the dumbest thing I ever heard.
No, it's just shit they made up lately to make it okay to be racist towards white people.
So the
Exactly,
Candace.
because you don't have power. And the trick to this, you can you position yourself in a lower position. So it's like, oh, white supremacy, so I mean I'm less than you. And because you're white, you're being racist towards me because you're American. But I can be racist against you because you're white supremacist. So I cannot be more than you.
Oh, how is it?
So the
I
Candace.
cannot be more than you.
The Candace Owens and Nick Fuentes interview is basically Nick Fuentes saying that his life is and was and will always be destroyed because he is accurately calling out Jews or Israel for a whole litany of crimes against humanity, etc. So, and Candace just sits there because really this is like, it is insane, but it is what it is. It's content. But Americans that do have bigoted and insane opinions about Israel or Jews do find her very appealing. But she is anti-woke and anti-liberal for a long time, and so she's basically a conservative darling.
I like her, but when it comes to Jews, I like Candace Owens. When it comes to Jews, she just goes full on retard. Because she just chooses to believe every single thing that goes against the Jews without even making her effort of doing research like she does for other topics.
But Lisa, do you think people can be half retards? Do you think people can be half retards?
No, but she's very good at the other stuff. Actually, you know what? She just got right on something. Remember that documentary she did on the First Lady of France?
Yeah.
The first man, France.
Piers Morgan said she's absolutely a woman.
She did.
She's a lesbian woman.
She did all. No, hold on. She did all this research, and the government of France, she received threats that they were gonna sue her, and she was like, okay, let's go, you know, like sue me. If I am wrong, then sue me. If I am saying lies, sue me. So they sued her, and she won in court. Because apparently the first lady is actually a man.
That's right, that's what I'm saying.
So she won in court. She was able to prove that the wife of Macron is actually a man.
So does that mean that our Michelle Obama is also a man?
No way.
So, Simon, I like that story better.
Is there such a thing as a global trans cult?
The journalist basically won. So they went to jail for a year, number one, and number two, she was suing them for with defamation, and what actually they won was the right to be able to say what they were saying, not that they proved that she was a man.
Yeah, but they were suing for defamation, and when you're suing for defamation, it's because you're saying that they're telling lies about you.
No,
No, the court decided that those were not lies.
No, that's not what the court decided.
Oh my God, I'm gonna look for that.
Yeah, that's not really makes sense. Simon's right. Simon's right. Yeah, as much as I like your story makes sense. Yeah, I also like your story better, but it's true.
It's a story.
Let me see, court case.
Like, I wish that it was true, but
Yeah, no, I can't. Conspiracy theorists and accelerate theorists.
I heard that France is now like gonna let Palestinian refugees enter, something like this.
Yeah.
One court decided something like this.
Yeah, RIP France.
Yeah, that's what France needs more. France needs more migrants. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's lovely.
That's cool. Just as much as all of Europe is.
Yeah, the thing is that we need to close the borders around France if they're doing this. I can like the bad. Walk around Paris. There's more. Yeah, if France, give France like 10 years. It's gonna be Muslim majority. Watch.
Yeah. I know. Usually people think that everyone is wrong, but right now that was a good one.
That's right. And I think that the France can act as a cautionary tale for the rest of the countries. Maybe they can even give like the. I don't know if this is
Nobody cares about your trips, David.
Yeah,
So wait, when did this happen?
Yes.
I didn't investigate too much, but what I read very likely that some court decided on a case of a Palestinian refugee that they should be allowed in, and now it's like kind of like a precedent that basically allows any Palestinian refugee. I didn't go into the details, to be honest. I read it as a headline.
When is this going to be over? Like, they cannot allow more Muslims in Europe. Like, did you see what's happening in Spain? Like, how they're going to come out?
If they're saying like we should be a Palestinian state and we support the Palestinian, we are there, so like actually, like yes, open your borders if you really support
No,
them.
because they're next to me.
Yeah, you should close your borders, by the way. Yes. Well, I mean that's they have to climb mountains to get to Italy, so it's very very far. The countries have.
These countries, I think, are waking up because the UK is getting a little bit more vocal against Muslims. Nordics is also creating new immigration policies. Austria, fucking hell, Austria is closing the borders.
I think the UK just voted in the most radical, like, political party.
And New York also is doing the same. New York is not New York. The United States is also like every time you have more like radicals that are part of the like local or like local governance.
California.
Look at Miami.
Exactly. Miami is entire
idea. Well, fuck, I say even worse than you guys.
Whenever would you have thought that?
We did not think we were going to have fights in homes. That was like something that you could think.
That's because the Brits are fucking retards. I mean,
it's true. But you bitch, I'm not right. Well,
sort of.
Remember it was the British Empire? Huh?
Yeah, until they got cut by America.
Another thing you guys have to watch, sorry because it's like very unrelated, but the Daily Wire did an interview between Ben Shapiro, Jordan Peterson, and Bibi Netanyahu, and they're like having lunch at a restaurant or having coffee or whatever, and they were speaking about the whole thing with Israel. I started watching it, but I couldn't stay awake, so I need to watch it.
It's not an old one though. Ben Shapiro just did one like last week with Netanyahu.
Yeah, but they did a joint one. It was Shapiro, Jordan Peterson, and Netanyahu.
No, but that's an old one.
You know what they gotta say, huh?
Isn't that an old one? Didn't they do that last year?
No, I think it's this year. That's it.
Wait, Issa, so was Simon right about Miss Macron or Mr. Macron? They Macron. He was right, Issa?
No, it's not right.
Nah. I think they're he's right.
I'm definitely right. That's the default.
Actually, you're right about this.
Let's go.
This is like a year ago, man. 2 years ago. It's 2022. I thought it was recent. Oh my god. Then I was almost a
He's from Sicily, and his family's from Sicily, but trust me, he looks a little impish. But if you meet, I never had time to spend with my grandfather or great-grandfather, who was at the time still alive, when he made the decision to go black. We have never been able to put our feet under their table. We've been called all kind of things. You guys think you get called some dumb shit? Them fucking racist Italians, they call us all kind of monkeys and animals and all kind of shit. He's never been back to his family for
Lisa, let me tell you this. For 3 days, we hosted in the wood. We hosted an African room, right, where we had an African and African American conversation. I would say 70% of that room was actually African. Mostly the main mods were African American. The rest of the room, they piled in there and they stayed in there. Like that room ran for days, and we were able to have a discussion. And some of them would say a lot of things like that. Some of them were covered for, but a lot of them would come back with the same racial rhetoric. We want to make sure that they understand that we're African when we're in the United States, that we're not African American because we're different. Yes. They were very, very clear on making that distinction because they feel like they're better than us.
No. It's not.
I know Panamanians that say the same goddamn thing. I'm a black American. FDA.
Everybody says that.
Soil in this motherfucker.
I've never heard Panamanian.
This is my. I have.
Oh, what?
I've heard everybody from all over.
We identify as black. That means y'all don't know shit about Panama. They got black and light people, man. The black ones are black.
Those green eyes. I know about those green eyes Panamanians.
Those are pretty girls, but there's a lot of dark and light hair, both two sides, and the blacks are treated like blacks over there.
Yeah, I'm not here being something, and I'm not coming through because I did something over me, and I'm feeling like y'all being mad disrespectful. Is that what's happening? Y'all just being disrespectful.
I'm gonna give you some shit now for it.
Yeah, 15-minute break. Carry a break. Okay, because I know a lot of Panamanians. I'm on the East Coast. Okay, I have very close family members or friends that are like family members that are from Panama. Okay, and I've heard that come from Panamanians. Okay, so please, don't do that.
You literally do not know my Panamanians and me. I've been there I've been to Panama. I got here doing his name, Patty. Like, what the hell is that? Weird ass Panamanians all weird. Like, what the hell? That racist as hell. Now Patty being racist.
Try to act like he wasn't part of the. No, he would. I was like, nigga, you talking to me?
Hey, look,
You would be like the black. So I was like,
but Patty, this is different. But this is the one thing I have noticed in visiting Panama, which I've done multiple times, right? Way more than multiple doesn't even fit. But there's a distinct difference between the light-skinned Panamanians and the dark-skinned Panamanians. Very distinct. The light-skinned think they're white adjacent, the same way the Hispanics here think they're white adjacent. They look down on the Latinos or the darker blacks, right? Like my father is dark. His father was dark. His mother was dark, right? So they're from a different aspect. They're treated like the blacks are treated here over there. Like that same dynamic between the light skin and the black skin. I'm not making up any of this.
Right, and he was black skin and he acted like
He's weird. You're right. He's a fucking weirdo. And I'm on board with you. He's a weirdo. The first thing my dad taught me was you're black. Like, period, you're black. Now, if people ask you about anything, tell them you're black.
And the point is that people that come from other country, sometimes, I'm not saying all the time, but sometimes they have like this preconceived notion about Black American people. So that could be your people, Gemini. That could be an African. That could be a fucking Brit. It could be anybody from anywhere. It's called having preconceived notions. And that applies to everybody all over the world.
I have to get the bank account definition set up for the
Dude, yeah, and finally too, when they say, oh, they think they're bitterness, can you go to any country, any continent that doesn't say somebody is thinking that
that they're better than somebody else. Dude, Japan thinks that they're better. China thinks that they're better than one another. Everybody.
Can I add
Facts.
to what you just said? First of all, that's true. That's true. Even in you go locally to towns, Compton is. They think Compton's worse than Westchester. I don't know. But what I'm saying to you is that everybody on the planet thinks they're better than Black Americans. Everybody on the fucking planet. We for some reason, why are we the mutts? I don't understand it. Why is this so much? I don't know what to call it. Angst against African Americans all over the world.
That's a fact, Lisa.
What did you guys do? What did you guys do to fucking?
Because of the marketing, no. It's the marketing of slavery. That's all. That's the only reason why. Yeah. The branding and marketing of slavery put that stain on us, and everybody sees us through the white gaze.
Slaves of history, though.
But you know what? There's a constant stream of like every day our mind is consuming data, right? Like we have a mental diet that we consume. We don't ever think about it. We're always concerned with our physical diet, but our mental diet is equally important because the mind controls the body, right? And one of the things they've done effectively, they being whoever isn't Black in my opinion, is controlled a very strong rhetoric in a way that we're supposed to be animals. Like TC came in yelling about animalistic, naive, short-sighted, lazy, not goal-driven, not overly materialistic. I'm talking about these random like memes. And things that we take for granted.
Anthony said that.
No. I'm saying that this is a constant stream of rhetoric and propaganda that's put out about African Americans on a regular basis, and it's got to the point where it's almost taken for granted because it's been fed to us so much that we're programmed to believe that we comply to the white man's beauty standards, to the white man's agenda, and a lot of us, that's where the coons, like the teen coons, are the weak-minded because they really start complying and they just want to be white adjacent because they look down on their own kind, right? And that's that we see some of the evidence of that on this app, and I think that we don't realize like the power of relentless rhetoric that's posed as like a meme or a joke, and you like and you comment because it's kind of funny, but you start realizing that they're trying to make it sound like there's so much truth in that people will start taking that for granted, and that becomes just like your subconscious now. Like that's your default, that's your baseline, that's how you look at your own kind. That's why you will have a TC run on the app talking about, oh my God, we are animals. Fuck, I didn't know that. It was already implanted, and now he's feeling like it was substantiated by one random event while he's with his Mexican friends, and not to use friends very lightly, but you get what I'm saying. Propaganda is powerful.
What exactly did TC say? I wasn't.
Propaganda. What he said. Well, you want to say, Lisa?
Okay, so he was in the car with his Mexican friends. They took a shortcut through what he considered to be a bad area, which is also very questionable to me. What the fuck is a bad area? And then they witnessed an assault happening between a group of people who happen to be of color, and the person in the car with TC, after it says them calling the police, they start filming it like we all do, but I would have called the police. He said that the friend in the car called them animals.
He said they said miralos animales. That's what he said. They said specifically, which means look at the animals.
So instead of TC immediately correcting the shit out these motherfuckers, God said, "What you said?" It would have been on in that fucking car. Now, you're not going to sit up there and call my people animals. I swear to God, I don't give a fuck what's going on. And then call the police so the woman is being assaulted. Yeah, I don't play like that. I have friends. I have Jewish friends. We go to Shabbat. I have Mexican friends. It don't matter to me. I have friends, fake friends, because I'm Black or whatever, and you probably said some dumb shit on the outside, and I find out about it. You done. You cut. I don't do that kind of shit because I really appreciate you for who you are, what you have to offer, what's coming out your mouth, your intelligence, your morality. That's what I'm looking for. But when I find out you got some undercover racism or prejudice or whatever the fuck is going on with you, you done. You cut.
So we on the same thing. Go ahead. Bring it back to TC.
He was wrong. He thought instead of him doing a grown-ass man with children, a businessman, responsible man, and says he goes to church. And they're quote Bible verses. He ain't gonna film it and then get on Clubhouse and say, oh, look.
No. You missed a very valid point.
What did I miss?
He said his response to them saying Midalos animales is from me. Right, look at the animals. He's like, man, I couldn't say nothing. I had to agree.
That's right.
In that moment, I realized we were the animals. Like, what was I supposed to do? That part right there. Because that's the part. The reason I'm saying I'm hyper focused on that because that's the part that Mexican gangs like, are you kidding me?
Asians be fighting.
White people fight, Asians fight, Mexicans fight, blacks fight. That doesn't make you animals.
What you should have said in Spanish is they're just one saying, tell me who your friends are and I'll tell you who you are. That right there isolates that to say, hey, maybe those are people that grew up around violent people and so that's how they reacted, right? That's what you can say. There's a very Spanish saying, tell me who your friends are and I'll tell you who you are. And it's so
that's like the
that's all he could have said.
Fly together.
So Patty, he got mad at me because when I came off mic, I was like, man, I can't believe that you allowed them to call your own people animals right in front of you. Like, you would have one of the big voices. Bruh, why you got that energy for me when you don't have none for them when they're in the same car with you clowning your race in front of your fucking face because they know you pussy.
But
they know good and well they can say that in front of you, right?
The magical unicorn, you're the nigga, you're not there for that. Yeah, I get that a lot too, though. The magical nigga part. I'm a magical nigga too. You know, when I go to these places, I'm the only black person in the building, and I can groove with everybody. I can connect with everybody. They look at me like a magical nigga too. So I don't let nobody say shit about my people.
My daughter has gone to school with Asians. She's gone to school with Arabs, British kids. You know what she told me? That they use that word nigga like they'll like repeat rap songs and use the word nigga. She was like telling me one day, I was in class and he was like, yo, what up, my nigga?
She's good, you know.
But they call each other that. They call each other that, right?
My daughter don't when they used to say that nigga shit and they went black used to go crazy at it. She was like, they lost their damn I don't even say that word and I'm black. I was like, she said she didn't like it. She used to have to correct them. But it was like normal. That was normal culture for them. Like, yo, what up, my nigga? And I'm talking about British kids, right? She went to a British American school. She went to an Asian school.
They did that, you know. No, y'all do that shit. I'm not gonna let y'all slide. Because you call each other niggas all day. I hate that shit. I'm in Costco and Hispanic people are in the parking lot collecting the garbage.
Mixed, I asked Caleb earlier, how do you compare AI to Toyota? And he says it doesn't even compare. So why do you think Toyota is so much superior and powerful when compared to AI?
I mean, I would say that about probably a lot of great works of literature are superior to AI. AI is a tool.
That's what I was trying to tell him. AI is a processor. Torah is enormous.
You're like asking me what's better, a hammer or a carpenter, right? It's like a weird mix. Like, no, we're not giving him anything. He's copying us. If you're impressed by AI, you're impressed by yourself. You're a narcissist. It's a tool. You're like taking.
That's what I'm saying. I'm agreeing with you.
So you're saying it's downstream?
Yeah.
Now listen. If they achieve like a greater level of intelligence, like a superior intelligence, rather than just an amalgamator of human intelligence, that could be something. That would be a superior intelligence, and we haven't really crossed that threshold yet. We're just making pretty thoughts that make a bunch of words real fast.
So let me ask you this question. When people say the now is all important, do you think that the now is a compression of the past and the future?
No. I think that it's more that the past and the future don't exist, and the now is the only thing that does.
Okay, so if the now is the only thing that does exist, was the Torah written now and was the Constitution written now?
The Torah was written before the creation of the world.
But it is still valid now.
Yeah, no, it's valid as long as there are human beings alive and literate.
So what do you mean when you say that the Torah was written before the creation of the world?
What they mean by it is that the Torah is not a superimposed self-help book constructed by a guru or even multiple gurus and councils and generations of wisdom. They're saying it's not that. It is from the nature of man. They're saying that by your nature as a human, this book has value to you. That's what it means that it's innate in the universe. And it only has value to you as a human in this universe. It's a book for how humans live here, that humans can read here. That's what it's for.
So, I mean, a lot of people say that people can't change, but don't you think that the programming in the Torah can essentially help people do self-development, but people are too lazy to read books
It makes sense that people don't change, just doesn't want to change.
I mean, have
You
you...
guys know that 335 grams of watermelon has only 100 calories?
I mean, who doesn't know that?
It's
2
very
hydrogen molecules and 1 oxygen molecule. So, is there like a mystical approach to Judaism that all these Jew haters are missing?
Yeah, there's tons of mysticism in Judaism.
So why don't they acknowledge it or even recognize the mysticism in their own religion?
It's like asking Simon. He's not a Jewish hater, but he's missing all of that because he's an atheist.
Simon is a pragmatist. Are never going to discuss the mysticism in their own fucking religion.
Yeah, they won't do that because that would make them hypocrites. But I don't think they even are aware of mysticism in Judaism. It's kind of hush-hush.
Yeah. It's funny because it's like...
Well, they claim to be because they say Christ is king. And they claim to be like very introspective and Jesus or God-like people.
No, they're hyper-polarized political people. What I'm saying is when you look at your average Orthodox Hasidic Jew, you don't associate them with being hippies. But if you listen to the Tori Karta, they're actually very much like peacenik hippies.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. There's actually a whole interesting mix that you might know about this, right? There's these like Hasidic raves. They're like breast lovers, but they're also like these people breaking out of like skver and have you heard about this? They all take mushrooms and LSD and trip out like as I've never heard of that like specifically, but like, you know, I'm in Muncie, I've seen plenty of Hasidim wander around, you know? Yeah, for sure.
I have eaten 340 calories today. I don't feel hungry.
But don't you think that...
I don't know what's going on with me because I've been like this for like, I don't know, a few days, and I think it's the heat. Maybe it's too hot.
Maybe it's keto.
You know, are you doing enough breathing and stretching? It's so important to breathe and stretch.
Yeah, I know. I do every day.
You should do it twice a day.
No,
You know, I've given up my cheesecake for watermelon.
Watermelon cheesecake?
Don't add cheese and don't add cake.
Constantly, like it's so hot out here, you just eat watermelon all day long.
So I wanted to ask...
Yeah, it's so good for you.
wanted to ask one more question about the mystical Hasidim. Do you think it's like our nationalist soldiers? I mean, I like the mix. But I don't know. I did read in the news that they're like calling up 50,000 Orthodox Jews in Israel to service.
Well, they're trying to. Turns out
50,000.
They're trying to, but you think they'll just like get arrested and fined?
Let the party, dude. The coalition is dead. People will be out.
The thing is that some of the ones are already out,
And now stopping them or canceling them is even a bigger step than not issuing them in the first place. You don't have any legal basis to cancel them. You could postpone not issuing them. You understand what I'm saying? But now that they're out, it will be really hard to just cancel them.
You mean cancel the orders?
Yeah, the drafting orders. Until now, basically, every time they kind of extended the not requirement to send them. But once they were issued, like I issue you a ticket, okay, for driving. If I don't issue it, nothing happens. But if I issue it now to cancel it, it's a much bigger legal issue that they need to be a reason. A legal issue, yeah.
Well, what can be done to incentivize these young people to go join the army? I mean, they can surely be incentivized.
Either buy a different mic or buy a different mic. Make your own choices.
I don't know, man. You can apparently hear at least some of the things I'm saying.
Yeah, but not enough. No, kind of combine them together into something.
Who sounds worse, me or Simon?
You.
Change your hands over that.
Can't you just, I don't know, disconnect the headphones that you have or connect the headphones if you don't have, I don't know, do something?
No.
I guess not.
Anyways, welcome back everybody to Super Clubhouse Friends, organized by the superstar Isa Watermelon de Guatemala.
This is the afternoon program. So yes, I think that basically.
Oh, my AI campaign strategist is here.
A French court decision will basically make any Palestinian eligible for asylum in France.
That's shit. I don't want Palestinians in my border. You know, yesterday I walked at 2 a.m. for 45 minutes. And I wouldn't have been able to do that if I had Muslims around.
Okay, is this mic better?
Yes.
It tried to interrupt someone's hours.
Now we can just ignore you right
So I was asking, how can the Israeli government incentivize the 50,000 Orthodox Jews to join the IDF?
They don't need to incentivize them. They sent them a drafting order. The incentive is that you want to stay out of jail. You want to get a driving license. You want to be able to leave the country. Stuff like this. This is the incentive.
If it wasn't a draft in Israel, how many people do you think would actually join the army to fight?
Many. I don't know how many exactly.
I'll tell you who would be. I mean, it's basically the makeup of the army now, but it would be for Mizrahi, and it's elite religious Zionists.
There's many different positions and different places for different people and different capabilities, let's say.
Well, that's true.
But yeah, I know what you're talking about because you're talking about the fighters, basically, the frontliners.
Yeah, like that, for poor business.
It's different.
Yeah.
Or like the pilots are different. They are playing a significant part in every war. But in general, I think that many would go, like the majority of who's being drafted right now. There are very few people that kind of try to leave the army. If you really want, you can leave the army. Correct.
In principle, I'm completely opposed to the draft.
Really? Why?
You're opposed to everything.
Actually, it's a really great thing in many ways. First of all, it creates like a melting pot for the Israeli society. Right. You know, we each come from a different neighborhood, a different background, and sometimes you live like in a very similar socioeconomic, even racial, ethnic, and there.
You mean it socializes people?
everybody's equal and people that you would never meet becomes your brother. Second of all, at a very early age, you learn the sense of responsibility, accountability, transparency. It matures you. And I do see this. When I was right after the army, I went to LA and I went to one of the colleges there for a party, and I saw people that were my age and they acted like they were 17-year-olds.
Right.
And I was 22. And the third thing is that many people in the army, at the age of, let's say, 21, they leave as professionals of something. Like, they really get hands on, like, really like, I don't know if it's from tech or if they go to do, like, I don't know, something in medical. They get like really great experience that they would never get if they would start it in a startup. Or
I'm not disparaging like the actual benefits of like what like the military options provide. I think that's undisputable. But like I'm simply saying in terms of like a freedom sense.
Yeah, of course.
Like this is I can tell you that I'm talking about specifically about the ideas, and we live in a reality that I mean our army is not like the United States. People are thank you for your service and stuff like this because you actually volunteered. This is the army of the people. Like we are all participating in this project or in this notion of Zionism or Israel of maintaining it.
The army is part of the social contract of this world.
Exactly. I think that you are talking from a place of privilege, really, of not needing it.
He's so far away from Hashem.
No, I'm not saying privilege is a bad thing, by the way.
He doesn't love God. This boy's an atheist.
Like Switzerland and like, I don't know, like the Netherlands, everything is quiet and boring and no one will attack you. Like, no one wants you to go to the army. But as it's a necessity and we understand the necessity, taking part of it is meaningful. It has a meaning, like a strong meaning.
But that's why I'm asking, like, how many people do you think would actually join the army if there was no draft? Because
because they are really committed to actually you can see that when authorities happened, a lot of people enlisted in order to help Israel, and not only people in Israel, but Jews around the world.
Yep. People stop their like vacations. People would go on trips to like I don't know, like the Far East, like they were planning it for like a year, and they would stop and come back. And by the way, from all ages, there were like people 70-year-old that like went into the car and started doing stuff. And also after there was those where there was like the country, the government took them like a week to kind of understand what's going on. Everything that was done was by civilians, from making sure that soldiers have food, and even like buses and driving them because it was Shabbat. The buses don't work on Shabbat, and until the government kind of understood this. Anyway, like those operations, including renovating like houses and providing furniture for the people, everybody like contributed. There were like about 100 restaurants in Tel Aviv that every day made like thousands of meals, and then another group of people take those meals to the north and to the south. It was an amazing operation.
They had more people than they could actually manage. They were actually rejecting people because there were too many people trying to fight for Israel. So there's your answer, Simon. People in Israel is quite a different thing. And I hear it from people that go to Israel. I've never been, but they say that when you are like walking or speaking to people, like you breathe really like that love they have for their country and for what they have built there. They're really very patriotic. And more than patriotic, it's about their house, it's about their survival. And you can actually feel that they.
Simon, you need the draft because it's political.
They believe it's like
paying taxes, okay? It's like paying taxes.
No, it's not.
It's political. It's political. It's political.
You contribute or you participate part of your time or part of your wealth for the country.
Yeah, but that would be the better example because they are forced upon you. That would be a good a position for Simon. Not
The draft is political.
Is more comparable to public education. No. Yes, it is. Yes, in terms of the effects it has on society. Whoa, slow down. It means that everyone thinks the same way. There's a rubric. There's a regimen that everyone gets.
It's a casting. It's a conditioning. It's sociological.
American science. In Israel, they make sure all of the Israelis understand how to be Israeli by having the same educational regime. And part of that is working together as a team to defend the home front.
Teamwork. There's no I in teamwork.
How does the American school system teach that?
Well, it doesn't anymore, but it used to teach. It used to teach civics. It used to teach patriotism and things of that nature. And we used to have a draft, which is way worse. See, America is in a position of privilege where we are safe enough, we are secure enough, we are advanced enough in our military that we can just select of our group that we have a professional military. By the way, these are wishes to have a professional military. Professional militaries are way more dangerous than drafted militaries. But
James Bond. Good morning. My name's Bond. James Bond. This is
the Israeli Supreme Court rules that the chief rabbinate has to allow women to take the same rabbinical tests as men. They're starting some fights.
It's political. Everything is political. He also said that I'm the wisest man alive, for I know one thing, and that is that I know nothing.
Just to be clear, so you guys do believe in a draft, though?
Yes, I generally like a Pilsner, ice cold in a cold mug.
So why do you want the draft?
Because of the
for example, this is why I don't call myself a Zionist, because I don't want some ethno state based off Judaism, but I can understand the necessity of that type of state arising when everyone is just all out to get you. I can understand how it makes sense.
Simon, it's social conditioning. The government is taking action because they know that they have to re-educate these people and get them prepared for the future and integrate the society.
More than that, every society knows they need to integrate their existing citizenship and future citizenship into the existing state apparatus. That's why they educate them. It used to be worse. They used to say, if you weren't born here, if you didn't come, your ancestors didn't come here, you don't belong here. They changed it up a bit. But they still need a baseline of agreement amongst Americans. Even though we want liberty, we want everyone going in their own crazy direction, we need to be able to communicate with each other. That's why every single state since the dawn of man has been founded upon an indoctrination campaign to get the citizens on board with the state apparatus. Every single one without exception.
I think the biggest difference in terms of what's actually happening now is that the immigration policies that we have are completely irrational. I think to make it, if you have I really like the position that immigration is a right. So you can go to a country, you can educate yourself, you can go freely to work, educate, buy a home, raise a family, whatever. But just don't make these people citizens. Make it as difficult as possible for people to actually.
Welcome to Simon's world, Simon's preferred world. Simon, we're trying to discuss reality, Simon. That's what good communication is. We accurately describe the situation. You want things to be your way, but unfortunately, you're denying reality.
I'm not denying reality. I'm saying the better foot forward. Everyone just talks off doing nonsense. You can't actually affect. I'm saying here, like, what's your actual position? That's why I said your actual position is that you believe in a draft. I'm saying I don't believe in it. I understand the necessity for one at this very moment, but in principle, what's your actual position? You're still saying, yeah, in principle, I still believe in a draft. Okay, well, I just don't. I disagree with that.
Okay, I'll say this differently. It is my opinion that if a state finds itself in a position of warfare, then everyone who is a beneficiary of the peace and security that's on select some or others.
Because I believe that people who don't want the state to exist, if a state can't defend its own principles and values, then it doesn't deserve to exist. And that's why I have a lot of respect for Israel, because regardless of if there was a draft or not, I do think that there'd be enough people to actually volunteer to go and defend its principles that they live by, just as much as I think Americans would as well. And that's why I have such respect for America, because even though there's no draft, there's still a group of people who dedicate their lives to defending it. And if push comes to shove, if there had to have been one country I'd die for, I would definitely, do that for America. Because I do think it's the only country on the planet worth fighting for its values.
You would die for America, Simon?
I would.
Wow! You know, part of surviving is making the other person die, Simon.
I'm reminding you, you won a war by making the other bastard die for his.
It's called bullying.
Even Daniel calls me a radical when it comes to...
But I don't agree with the draft in principle. I don't agree with the draft in principle. And I would die for America because I love what America believes in. Thank you so much, Simon. So interesting.
Whether you would die, that is partly like to put yourself in harm's way consideration. The real question is, are you ready to kill for your state?
Yes, absolutely.
That's when the people that tell you that they have the buses running on time, they make sure the roads are there, and that there's cones put up when they're doing road work. Those people, when they say someone's coming to kill some of your neighbors, you don't just sit there and say, well, that sounds like my neighbor's problem, or maybe the government's problem, but not my problem. That's a misunderstanding of what you're doing as a citizen, I think.
Well, then tell that to Daniel, because he thinks I'm a radical when it comes to war.
You're a radical?
Yeah, he he wants to wipe off basically to nuke Gaza.
No, not to nuke Gaza. Relax. That would also wipe out Israel.
You would wipe out Israel?
No, Daniel, there's a big difference. I'm saying I morally sanction my government to do what's necessary, and for people to cry about how many people are dying is completely irrelevant.
Yeah. Simon, when you go look in the mirror, do you even see anything there? Simon, do you even see yourself in the mirror? Is it like little baby pubic hairs above your lip?
No, it's actually thick.
It's thick. Yeah. You're pretty thick.
Okay, what kind of conversation are you
I
having?
don't know. You're the one saying you prefer to wipe out. I'm just saying I don't know your life circumstances. Are you a quadriplegic?
Go and play back your stupid playbacks, your stupid recordings, and go and find where
Why are you getting unfair? I've never been violent.
He's got a thick mustache. He's a tough guy. He's a handsome, tough guy. He's got work to do to take his girlfriend to the Italian restaurant.
A friend is coming over, so I'll check his name.
No!
I know, right? But we're like friends.
Are you inviting him to Clubhouse?
No.
No.
Why don't you show him your friends from Clubhouse? Are you
Stay my friend. I want to stay my friend.
That's a very fair point.
I mean, Pepe, what's new in your world, Pepe? What's the last book you read, Pepe?
Pepe is still
because Pepe uses the K word, the N word, just indiscriminately. You know, he's a low IQ, brain damaged, Guido looking motherfucker.
Yeah, see, you got a slur for him, so not fair.
But he ain't a Guido, he's a Corsican.
Yeah, but worse. They don't have their own, like, Q. IQ? Maybe in France they do. In France, do Corsicans have a racial slur?
Yeah, we call them terrorists. Not even joking.
Yeah.
Actually call Corsicans terrorists.
Well, I mean, Napoleon did terrorize, so.
Yeah, and it's also because they're fucking nut jobs.
So Pepe, I mean, you know, I've listened to you quite a bit over the past few weeks and made some amazing recordings that go on for like 3, 4, 5, 8 hours even. I mean, where does your energy come from, Dr. PP? Yeah, where does the stamina come from, PP? Dr. PP. Pepe, PP. I don't really see how you can actually tell me that the way I'm pronunciating it is the incorrect way. Is that not true, Dr. PP? Are you sure Dr. PP is a bad pronunciation of PP?
No, pronunciated is wrong.
Anyways, where does the stamina come from, Dr. PP?
I'm eating.
Are you having yogurt?
He's recharging his stamina.
That's right, need that stamina.
You don't actually lift weights anymore, though, do you, Dr. PP?
No, not really.
Don't you think that maybe a reason for your low testosterone levels?
Why do you think it's called low testosterone?
Because he doesn't lift weights. How do you produce testosterone if you don't lift weights?
You try being a man.
So when I lift weights, I'm producing testosterone?
Yeah, absolutely. How do you think muscle growth happens? And you don't think the brain produces chemicals? The brain probably produces 300 chemicals.
But if I produce too much testosterone, then I will have a mustache.
That's true. You could look like Simon's little effeminate pubic hair mustache. They call it a moustache. It gives him puissance.
I will be watermelon stash.
Wait, how am I getting made fun of by you?
Because I'm here. I'm in the Super Clubhouse friends. Good friends, they roast each other. They try to create some comedy, some drama. It's a very dry, boring conversation.
Who do I roast?
Anne, Randy.
I don't roast Randy. I tell Ryan to shut the fuck up all the time. That's about it.
Wow. Does your girlfriend know you talk to women that way? I will say, if there's one thing about El Normo, he has corrected me on the way I talk to people, and I gotta agree with his.
Really? What has he shown you?
You know, just talking to a woman in a negative way is very weak as a man. So it's like, if you call yourself a man and a leader, why would you ever even bother talking, negatively towards a woman? No, I'm not in disagreement with you, but I've just realized that if I'm going to break my character or my code, like, in order to denigrate or talk negatively to a woman, it should be the normal way to insult people. Like, if you're a fat ass, it's like, maybe you should go to the gym and diet a little bit,
It's like a motivational insult.
Yeah, and I'm susceptible to being a fatty, so, like, let's go to the gym together, fatties. I mean, I get gout attacks, it's not pleasant.
I don't even like telling people, like, to shut up. Like, I think it's, like, I don't even like...
You hate it when you say when I tell people...
Oh, I can't stand it. I literally can't stand it. I just, like, the way... I just find it so disrespectful. So that's why, like, when I tell I have to shut the fuck up, it's like, it's that level of disrespect in my head.
Yeah, Simon hated when I tell people to shut up.
So that's why, like, I don't roast anybody. I just tell... Well, I mean, I don't know what, like, who are your father? Like, you can say whatever you want. I just don't like it.
So Simon, are the Corsicans still like a lot of people are still like criminals in France today?
I have no
Aren't they
idea.
like the gypsies?
I'm just saying the general consensus amongst French people is that they really don't like Corsicans and that they view them as like extreme radical, like terrorist people.
They're separatists. But isn't your government like utterly insane? I mean, is Macron and his husband and just the entire Congress of France, aren't they just liberal insane people?
Well, yeah, I mean, France is a fucking failed state just as much as the UK, just as much as Italy, just as much as, all the rest of the Western.
Corsica was like the murder capital of Europe in the 2010s.
Not even surprised.
Is it really a failed? Are they really failed states though, or is that just your opinion, Simon? I mean, they're honestly technically
they're actually failed states. I mean, they're not. They have no concept of upholding individual rights. Like relative to maybe even 20 years ago, I mean, it's not even close.
See, you're just being ridiculous. You've said nothing specific to give me any indication of
Okay,
what you
so
previously said was
in the
accurate.
UK, people get assaulted, and then when you call cops, they can't even defend themselves because they've had their guns removed, their weapons removed. Laws making it more difficult to actually defend citizens' rights. You're smart enough, you're reading enough to read between the lines. But
Those are failed states. Okay, got it. Those are failed states. Okay, cool.
Yeah, well, when the state actually, not even removes, diminishes their monopoly on force, and it makes it more difficult on themselves to actually defend.
See, you're basically an opposite person because first you're saying I don't agree with the draft, and now you're saying I don't agree that the state should be able, or you disagree that the state isn't able to use a heavy hand and get back.
What the hell?
Is it? It's Simon's world. Welcome back to Simon's Autistic Simon World. I gotta make some money, everybody, and make a video so I can take my pretty girlfriend to the Italian restaurant. Thanks for coming back to Simon's World. Simon's World and Pepe's World.
He is doing a nice thing to take her to a restaurant. Why do you have to shame him for that?
I'm not. He's got a thick mustache. She must be so attracted to the thickness of it.
Sometimes you sound like Simon, so if you think he's stupid, this is how you sound. This person's so like.
Who are you talking to?
I do not believe that the state should.
San Francisco.
I sound like Simon.
Yeah, I don't know. He's apparently saying I sound right wing.
You can just keep that silent.
I don't even know what I said is right wing. I mean, what the hell?
Pepe, do you want to be a campaign manager on the campaign to elect John Kitover to Congress?
I'm in Arizona.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. We're a decentralized group of super clubhouse friends working together for John Kitover's rise to power.
Amazing.
This is will to power, power of will. So I have Augustus. He's going to be my art director, and he texted me today saying, yeah, he said he's broke, so he needs money. And so I told him that we are going to pass out the charity baskets and see if we can raise money for the campaign. And if we do, guess what? I'm going to pay you. So and he's got a lot of followers, and he can put together big X rooms. So I think he could be my linchpin.
And then you can Jesus, what's the word I'm looking for? What's going on with my brain?
Simon, mute up. We don't want to hear you typing on the computer, please.
Then you can brag that you have the same campaign manager.
It's Kennedy. I know, right?
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to do. And Thursday we're starting it, and it's Thor Day, so that's when we're going to war. And we will raise money, and then we will pay Augustus to create a made to work. And I have a little bit of money I can send in, but it would be much better if the campaign can send in the money because we're creating donations. Because think about all the fucking Pepe. You spend a lot of time here, dude. Why don't you just do fundraising for the campaign, and I can pay you as a campaign manager? I mean, at least use your platform and your content to, raise money in politics, and we can probably beat this guy in the 16th district of Illinois because nobody really likes him. He's got no comment. Let's see. FBI. Bella Rambleson. You got the Rambleson disease, huh? He drove you crazy too.
He's
taking a break.
Is he? That's good. That's healthy.
Yeah. Elmer got to him. Let's just say.
Norm? Really? What did he say?
He went shit crazy with Norm. He always goes at it. And they were fighting about Israel.
Oh man, I wish I was there to film that one.
I seen them go at it for I'm not even exaggerating, over 2 hours. Just pure screaming. Just pure screaming. I've never seen that.
Oh my gosh, how exhausting. It takes a lot out of you, but I think it does create a lot of dopamine in your brain.
I love it. That's why I'm addicted to crack.
Yeah. You're a big offender.
Well, Simon, we can make it happen for you.
He has a girlfriend.
Yeah, Simon, where do you stand on cultural degeneracy?
That's an obstacle.
David.
Simon, do you want to be our French campaign ambassador?
No, Simon.
David is our campaign finance manager.
Simon said he doesn't like menage a trois.
Can I be in charge of DEI?
You're going to be our LGBTQ AI campaign strategist.
You say Chicano stays or Chicano stays?
Issa, you're going to get me the Latina vote.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the business development. I'm gonna do the voiceovers and call stuff.
So X recently labeled me as spam, and then I messaged Adrian Dittman and Elon Musk, and I said, "Why are you calling me spam?"
Did they answer?
No, he blocked me.
Oh, you're in the Matrix. I don't know.
Nothing. Total waste of time.
Yeah, total waste of time. What?
You like my profile picture? It's shy. AI.
It's shy? Well, that looks beautiful.
Issa, you really do cultivate quite, entertainment. I gotta say, your rooms are better than a lot of rooms. You really bring the room. And,
Oh, wow.
Roberto used to, He's doxing him. He's doxing him. I have people posting my address. Really doxed, where the police kick your door in. I'm running those risks by recording all these rooms.
Okay, but
Yeah, but I'm not doing anything. I don't create content or anything. I just open a room. That's what I do.
You're basically the Latina version of Nick Fuentes and Candace Owens if they were to have a baby. You'd be that big booty Latina.
Oh, wow. That's big insult. Yeah.
What do you mean they're Latino? Candace Owens is a fucking retard, and Nick Fuentes is
I
don't know what word to describe Nick Fuentes. I mean, that kid is nutty.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, people do have this Jewish conspiracy hate in their souls because it's a projection, and they use it as a mirror for their own self-hate. And it's just insane to consider that people create content based on that, and they are monetizing it. But look at Pepe. Pepe creates racist hate speech rooms all the time, and he's been doing it for years. No education, no enlightenment, no transcendental type meditation. It's just low IQ stupidity. It's people hating themselves and then projecting it onto Jews. It's the stupidest of the stupid.
The man would invent it. And that's probably what happened.
They have to have someone for the problems. They're escaping into the jails.
But see, every time I hear somebody make a statement on this app, I go, okay, the exact opposite of what they said is most likely the truth.
Yeah.
So then.
So what I'm saying is, no, what I'm saying is that man probably did not create God, but God created man. That's probably the more accurate truth, which is to essentially say, look at the universe and just imagine it's one giant fucking connected, system that created this earth and our reality. I mean, I don't believe in the Jehovah's Sky God.
According to their nature, created the world. Yes. That's right. That's right.
God would probably invent it.
What?
Thank God. That's why God doesn't exist. That makes us feel better.
No.
Simon's right. You just have to give grants in this one small little, nothing or everything came from nothing.
And that's a contradiction.
Okay, so Simon,
Nothing from something.
You have to accept it.
Something from
where does
nothing.
the world come from, Simon?
Subject, object, object, subject, subject,
It's
object.
okay, nothing.
Where do you come from, Simon? What is there before you are born?
My mother.
No, but where do you come from?
Soup.
I don't know. We don't have that answer.
Light
Came from an egg of a
So
sperm.
you come from nothing?
Is that what it is?
Okay, when you die.
I don't know. It's not a substitute for nothing.
When you die, where do you go?
There's nowhere. Nowhere. That's not even a question. Where do you go? Where do we go?
How do you
You come back to Clown House.
How do you explain the Big Bang?
What the Big Bang?
Oh, Diogenes is here.
Oh, that's right. I was supposed to tell you.
Where do things come from?
Where what? Sorry, someone.
Where do things come from?
Where does things come from? Fucking great, Simon. That's right. Where's my money?
Abby's booty call.
Honestly, because you've been so obnoxious, I was like, okay, when you
That's
yeah,
you made it. You lost the bet.
you don't say what God was gonna send him the door for answer.
Oh, geez.
If you just
If
think
the
so
person who with the bag
shit.
doesn't act the way I want them to act, and I word right here, honest, or you would lie.
Do you want your
It's in the Bible. Okay, no, it's in the Bible. Shit.
Actually, you haven't bothered me in the last month or so. Don't say nothing.
Welcome back to Super Clubhouse Friends. This is a decentralized friend platform in the campaign to elect John Kitover. Pass the election baskets around. Donations now.
It's a link to go. I'll send it to you today.
Thanks.
Where's Abby Eva, your booty call?
That's what you said last time. You said it was the
I
longer.
didn't say that last time. I said last time that I forgot. Now I have it. I'm just going to send it to him.
Now I can finally buy his kid's shoes. That's right.
And then he pissed me off.
Or tank of gas to go visit my daddy.
Ooh, and MAGA Ann has arrived. America's darling of Clown House, the Lebanite Ann.
Who is America's darling?
Ann is America's Trump Clubhouse darling, the walk-away movement superstar. Did you find a job yet, Ann?
It's my birthday today.
Oh, Mazel Tov! Let's sing her happy birthday, everybody. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ann. Happy birthday to you. What's your boyfriend's first name? Joe Hero. Oh, hey, Jeff. Jeff was here for a brief second. Too bad. He's so good at reading the Iran-Israel war news.
Yeah, he doesn't like you. He's not going to stay here if you're here.
I mean, if you don't like someone, do you just not like a part of yourself? Is that what's really happening here?
Yeah, I do believe it, actually.
Well, welcome back to the Itty Bitty Titty Committee and the Super Clubhouse Friends, where Issa has been
And that's really
organizing.
what's happening between Simon and Anne. They are projecting on each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just found out someone in another room doesn't like Simon. I didn't know that. I can't say.
Ain't nobody like you, motherfucker.
That's okay.
Simon.
I'm not here to be liked.
Simon, how many times?
I'll just say that the person dated somebody in this room.
Simon, oh.
Oh, that makes it completely irrelevant to my life now.
Chicago cheeseburger.
So, Ann, do you want to be a campaign manager on the campaign to elect John Kitover to Illinois 16?
Yes, please.
Okay, great. Oh, my friend is here. Oh, my friend, welcome to the campaign to elect John Kitover for Illinois 16.
Oh, he's in the other room. Just tell him not to be gay.
Why can't you take my slogan? I said it's fork it over. Fork it over.
Fork it over, fork it over. Red Rover, come on over, kid.
That's right.
Wait, that's a really good slogan. Where are they?
I know, I'm a genius.
They're in the Itty Bitty Titty Committee. They're in the Super Clubhouse Friends. You may be blocked by Simon.
No, Simon doesn't. It's such a shitster.
I've never once blocked anyone on this app.
No, you blocked me. What are you talking about?
I've never blocked you once.
Liar. Pants on fire.
I don't have.
You blocked him.
I've never known Simon to lie. I've never blocked anyone on this app. Not one single person.
David, what was a lie that you got caught in? David Bobadilla, what was a lie that you got caught in once in your life? I know you've probably got caught in a lie.
David, you don't have to
Maybe when I was younger. I don't know.
You don't remember anything specific when you got busted?
Okay, Mom and Dad, no, I didn't have a party at the house. But that's something about it.
It's so David Bobadilla of you.
My parents did a lot of traveling, so I had many house parties.
Legendary house parties. Legendary house parties.
Project X worthy. Thankfully, not that bad.
Well, you weren't doing it right.
So wait, Lucius Tickles, what are you doing for the AI campaign strategy today since we're on Clown House?
Oh, you mean besides coming up with the genius slogan? I don't know. I'll get back to you.
Fork it over? Come on, Kitover?
Was it you or was it ChatGPT?
No, that was fine.
Fork it over, vote Kitover?
I actually vote for someone who had that. I mean, obviously not you, but like, if it wasn't you, I'd probably vote for him.
I mean, I like it. I think fork it over, vote Kitover, then underneath you say, stop borrowing, stop spending. Vote.
Simon, imagine making laws can be taken. I'll vote for a Democrat over him.
What are you talking compared to these fucking people that are in office?
Yeah.
Can you just imagine the person in fucking... Bro, that...
You think it would be elected?
No, are you insane? This guy is literally nuts.
Yeah, okay.
This guy is literally nuts.
It's exactly why I would want to vote for him.
You think we're dealing with like our most moral people in office? Come on.
Listen, David and Simon just don't like me because I've made fun of them in the past for being low IQ dribblers who probably drool on their napkins. I mean, they just don't like me because it's personal. It's not because they don't think I'd be great at the job. It's because I've roasted them, and therefore they're not supporting me. Let's be honest. You guys drool. You guys probably got shit on your ass cheeks right now. Probably going to use dental floss. You guys have spent years on here. David has spent years on here drunk on vodka just mumbling. Most of the things David said.
It would be
response. The fact that I wouldn't vote for you.
Have you ever had an emotional response? Have you ever had an emotional response?
Yeah, I've never. He's an objectivist.
Object, subject, subject, object, object, subject, subject, object, object, subject, subject, object, object, subject, subject, object. Say this word! Say this word! Objective! Subjective! Object, subject, subject, object, object, subject, subject, object, object, subject, subject. We don't do it, man! Welcome to the David and Simon roast. Object, subject, subject, object, object, subject, subject, object, object, subject, subject, object, object, subject, object, subject.
It didn't take any time to just prove
With all due respect, keep
You don't have to make an argument. You just have to listen to it. Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Object, subject, subject, object, object, subject, subject,
Let's just keep fucking voting in the pedophiles. That's fine. Allegedly.
The point is, we can't keep spending money the way we have, and we have to cut the pensions. I'm sorry, everybody, but the world of fake money is a lie. We just can't keep doing it. We can't keep borrowing and spending. It's not fair. It's just not fair.
Now you're talking my language.
So are you going to be the finance campaign manager, Simon, or is David going to take over?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
See, I believe in an inclusive, decentralized campaign of grassroots volunteers that want to enact change and have fun doing it. If you're not part of Team Kitover, well, fork it over. Kitover. Vote John for 16, Illinois.
I'll give all my money to Simon and he'll decide whether the TNT is built up. Can I just keep it if you're going to just throw money in the garbage?
Well, you're so good at videos. I mean, I got Augustus competing for my business. Simon, do you want my business or do you not want to be part of Campaign John Kitover? You're looking for money. Don't you got to take that girl to a nice Italian restaurant? An Italian restaurant. Oh, you're in a position of power. You haven't read a book in 10 years and you think you're in a position of power? You probably have brain rot and you're unaware that your brain rot is set in. Okay, Simon, let me ask you before I hire you, I'm going to ask you a very simple math question. What is 100 times 1,000? Woohoo! You're hired, Simon. You're hired for the campaign. Thanks for deciding to join the campaign to elect John.
It's actually 100 billion. That's right. That's right. 100 times 1,000.
I think that was Ann's answer as well when I asked her what 100 times 1,000 was. And what is 100 times 1,000?
It's so easy. It's stupid.
And what is 100 times 1,000?
You just add 1,000 to 100. 100,000.
Lou, you're hired for the campaign as well. And what's 100 times 1,000? Go ahead, tell us what is 100 times 1,000?
Yeah, why wasn't he saying 100 billion or something?
It is 100 billion. What are you talking about?
100 times 1,000 is 100,000.
No. That's not how math works. You add 3 zeros to the end of 1,000.
Simon, you must be a Democrat. You must be a Democrat finance campaign chair. Okay, so I've also been roasting.
I just gave you the formula.
Brain rot sufferers. Oh my God. English brain rot.
That's not the formula that I gave you.
English brain rot.
That's not the formula that I just gave you.
10 times 1,000. 10,000. 100 times 1,000. 1,000.
Simon, don't play with Issa anymore. You're gonna cause a brain aneurysm.
Yeah, she doesn't know that. It has a woman's brain. You're gonna confuse her. rage bait was so real.
Oh, that sounds healthy.
And that's what you get.
That sounds healthy.
What's your sign?
Are you double vax, triple boosted? Do like atheists have a higher uptake of mRNA spike proteins?
Yeah. Makes sense. It does.
Are all the atheists dead from the vaccine?
No.
Well, I want to thank everybody for coming to the campaign to elect John Kitover, a local town hall of decentralized campaign supporters. You are all invaluable in my content creation as we pursue power in the Illinois 16th District and take over from Darren the Hood, big borrower and a big spender who told you all to vaccinate or we would never end this horrific pandemic. Don't trust the liars borrowing and spending your future and your children's future. Vote John Kitover now. Go to johnforcongress.com to join the campaign and send us 10, not 11, 10, not $9 right now to buy Google ads to defeat the rhinologist and vaccinologist, Darren LaHood.
And remember, fork it over for John Kitover.
Fork it over for John Kitover.
Trademark look.